No, all right. All right, fresh back from Memphis, Tennessee, down there at the pyramid doing the Mississippi River Monsters. You know what? Just give me a second here. We're going to turn this camera around. I'm going to talk to y'all for a little bit, and then we'll get Rod sit down. We'll deal with that here in just a little bit. Hold on. Should have had this better figured out before I decided to do this. Give me a second here. Wait a minute here. What'd you do? There. Did that get it? There it is. That's the wrong side. It's mirror image. Let me fix that. I don't like mirror image. Let's see. Camera. There. Now, let's see what that looks like. That's better. That's better. Now, it's right. I don't like that backwards crap. I ain't into it at all. How y'all doing? It's another River Cats Tackle Sunday, RCT Sunday. I got 5 rods set out down there. We'll talk about that here shortly. Today we are laid back. I am up here way up the bank in the shade trees in the parking lot of the Cottonwood Park there in New Madrid, Missouri. And yeah, I better. Well, I'll tell you what, this weekend has wore me out. Uh, I fished the Mississippi River Monsters tournament down in Memphis, Tennessee at the Pyramid with Mr. Richard Cluck. That's Fishing in Freedom, his channel, which Richard Cluck is on his way. He'll be here with us today. He's going to pull up here. I'm going to give him choice of 2 different spots to set some rods out, and he's going to come up and fish with us today on the live stream. We'll probably have a couple more people popping in and out. We'll just have to see. If not, me and Richard got you covered. Don't worry about it. But we're going to tell you, we're going to try to catch some fish before you set out some rods. This is not the best spot in the world, but it's convenient because today we were just about fishing and telling you some of the stuff that that happened and what all went on down at Memphis yesterday during the tournament and the day before. And we got some pretty good stories to tell you, but we'll save that till Richard gets here. I am winded today. But what we're going to do today, yep, we're sitting up here way up the bank because this is the only spot where you got shade because we got some big old cottonwood trees we're sitting under here. And it's just a little bit of a breeze blowing up here at the top, but way down yonder, we've got the rod set out. Now I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to tell you what we're doing about that. Okay. Let me just give me a second. I'm going to do a whole lot of camera flipping today. You guys just going to have to just get used to it. Okay, so let's go back the other way like that. Back camera. All right. I don't know how well you can see them down there. Wait a minute. It's doing that mirror my camera crap again. I'll tell you what, this is just aggravating. Let me fix that because I can't stand it. I cannot stand that. Let's do that. Take that off there. Call that good there. That's better. Now I know when I'm pointing at something, I'm pointing at the right thing. It's if I don't want to point here and my finger be over here, you know what I'm saying? I can't stand it. I hate it. But I don't know how well you guys can see them down there. Well, we got 5 rods set out. We've got 2 of the JNS Signature Series rods set out down there, and I got 2 of my 10-foot Ancient Mariner Challenger rods down there, the green ones. Trying to get this tripod adjusted too. We're doing all our fine tuning here while we're talking to y'all. And of course, the one of the fan favorites, she's back down there. I don't know if you can see her or not, the big long black stick sticking out down there. That is the 16-footer old Black Betty down there. And they're all fitted up with the River Cats Tackle Crimson Red wide gap 8-aught hook. Now, this is what we're doing. We're sitting way up here on the bank. Number one, because we got shade here and there's a little bit of a breeze blowing and it's a little bit more tolerable. It is freaking hot today. So what we're doing is we're calling this the Iron Man Fishing Challenge. Because here's what you got to do. When Richard gets here, I'm going to, like I said, I'll give him options of where he's going to set his rods out at. But in the Iron Man Fishing Challenge, you sit up way up here. We're about 50 yards up the bank watching the rods. If the rod goes down and you get a fish on, you got to run down this hill. You go down this path right here. You run down this hill, and then you got to drop off of a ledge right there. There's a big steep ledge, and you got to hang over the side of it, drop down, run over there. That's challenge number one. Get down there. Challenge number two is to fight and land the fish. Okay. And then challenge number three is you got to work your way along that ledge and find a place to climb up, get back up here in the fastest time possible and weigh that fish and then take him back down there and release him safe and unharmed. Sounds like a lot of fun, don't it? In this challenge here, I'm not going to lie. I hope I don't catch nothing because it's going to kill me. But if we do, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see us running and falling down that hill, dropping off that ledge, fighting the fish. And whichever one of us hooks up, when Richard gets here, he'll have his rod set out either upstream in that eddy that I'm saving for him, or he's got the option of going over here to this side over here. Why is my camera sticking there? He's got the option of going this side over here and throwing baits and letting them drift and go up and underneath that barge, that anchored barge there. So he can either fish this calm water and throw in there and get underneath that barge, or he can fish that big giant eddy that you're looking at right there. I hope you guys can see that clearly on the screen. There's a huge eddy there. There's a rock point comes out there, sticks out there, and it causes an eddy. That exact spot where that eddy at, that is the exact spot. I mean, you can't move 1 foot to the left or right because you'll be out of the spot. That is where I caught my 88.82 pound PB blue cat right there in that little eddy off that rock. There's a little rock jetty down there. I can't see it on here. It's sticking out there and it goes out a little bit, but it causes an eddy there. You can see all that swirled stuff with the foam on the top of water, making the little whirlpools and stuff. Well, I'm going to give him the option of fishing that spot there, or he can fish the spot down here and in front of that anchored up barge. But either way, both of us are going to have a heck of a challenge to get down there, hook the fish. Oh, I got one going off. It looks like I'm going. Richard ain't here yet, but I got a rod going off. So let's just go ahead and hit on down there. I just got a rod just went off. Down this here hill. Oh, God. Yeah, he's pulling. He's got it. Okay, I'm going to set you guys up here on this ledge. All right, the Iron Man Fishing Challenge. He's on that J&S Signature Series rod. Now, he's on that rod right there. If he's still on there. You see how hard this is? If he's still on there. Now, I've got to climb down this freaking ledge. All right. Climbing up the ledge is the hardest part. All right, now, got to get a quick weight on him, climb back down, and turn him loose. Everything's still good, isn't it? Oh, yeah. All right. Easy, big boy. We'll get a weight on him first. Then I'll show him to you guys. All right. Gonna use the old scale, old school. Where's the units? All right. Using the old school scales today. Let's see what he got. Come on, Lucky. There we go. All right. So 26.32 minus the minus the sling. All right, let's get a quick look at him. Nice little flathead right there. Okay. Now we gotta get him back in the river. That's the third part of the challenge. All right. So let me get the camera angle right. All right, we gotta safely get him back down there and get him in the water. All right. Hang on, buddy. Stay right there. Don't you jump off this cliff. All right. Come here. Let's go. All right. All right. Now, you gotta make it all the way back up there before the time stops and it counts. Okay. Gotta make it back to the base. Oh. Oh. All right. Oh. There's Richard showing up. Daylight at a dollar short. All right. And back in the chair, that's time. Whew, that was a lot of work. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, you guys gonna have to let me catch my breath. Yeah. You gotta let me catch my breath. Okay. All right. Oh no. I'm exhausted. All right. Just hang on. And I ain't even started talking to you on chat yet. 26-pound flathead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I just let him go when you were pulling up.
Man, I was coming off the levee. I seen you running back up here. I guess
Yeah.
just missed you.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
He slammed that J&S, man.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I'll give you two options here. I went in the middle. Okay. All right, you guys stay with me for just a minute. I ain't even talked to chat when I said, come on. Rod went down. I went down there and fought that fish.
Right on.
And I'll tell you what we're doing. But Richard, you see where that foam is, where that point's sticking out? That's where I caught my 88.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually looking at that come across the levee, seen that.
Yeah.
See him shooting out on side.
Well,
I was like, dang.
Because I'm wanting you to get on a fish today.
Don't worry about me. I'm here to just hang out, dude.
I've done caught one. I got a 26-pound flathead just now.
I'll be honest, I don't care if I catch anything or not. I just kind of want to stay out here and chill for a day.
You got two options. Fish that eddy. I'm not gonna. I'm fishing the tail end of it. You can do that, or you can sit up here and go under the barges.
Nah, it's too steep down there. I ain't trying to do all that. I'll go right over there, man.
Okay. Well, see, here's the thing. I'm doing what we call the Iron Man Fishing Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
You got to run down the hill.
Yeah.
Drop off the cliff. That's challenge number one. Reel in the fish, catch it, bring it back up to the ledge, climb back up, weigh the fish. That is challenge number two. Number three, you got to set the fish down on the ledge, drop back off the ledge, go down there, release the fish safely, and then that's object number three. Or we just go down there and sit on our butts and catch fish.
I'd rather sit right here in the shade and be honest with you.
All right, then. Well, I win the challenge, but Richard's going to fish with us. Say hello to everybody, Mr. Clark.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing today?
I'm telling you, I ain't going to lie.
River's looking good.
Dude.
Better than I thought it'd be. It's super low, but we still got pretty good flow and everything.
I don't want to do what I just did again.
Yeah.
That was murder. I set that challenge up. I did it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, you know what? Once is enough for me. But what we'll do is we'll sit up.
I like the looks of that currency coming off that point.
I thought you would.
Throw 2-3 out there.
Yeah. Because, dude, when they're hitting it, you got plenty of time. You sit up here in the shade. When that rod goes down, they're not getting off that J&S hook.
No.
Okay, or that J&S off that River Cats tackle hook. They're not getting off there. I still got a rod. I got to go back there and bait up.
I broke out the old 10-footer today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, all right, I'm gonna get caught up with chat.
I'm gonna go get.
But the baits in this bucket here, the cooler, I got some really good looking bait, man.
On that shad?
Yes. And what you're gonna do is, I got 11 great big giant gizzard shad.
Was he on a headpiece or a body?
That was on the center body section.
Dude, what, 3 days? Been having good luck on 2 days. Been having good luck on the body piece.
Well, I got all the bait you need. You take whatever you want. What I've been doing is I got a little bitty bucket. Instead of carrying that big heavy cooler down there, I cut it up here, figure out what pieces I want. I put them in the bucket and carry the little bucket down there. That way you ain't got to tote that big cooler back and forth. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, he's going to get set up. Huh? No, I got a little bucket you put them in. You cut them up here, put them in the bucket, and take the bucket with you. That's what I've been doing.
I'm still stove up sore from yesterday, to be honest with
you. I know it. Okay.
Come over here and hang out with you more than anything.
Well, I'm going to do it in the shade, so. And see, that ledge is so steep down there. That's why I got my longer rods, because I can actually see them sticking up over the edge.
To be honest with you, fishing's the last thing on my mind right now. The whole way over here, I was on the phone trying to. Remember, I ordered that gas pump for the boat, and Joe charged me for it twice.
No.
I was so pissed, and it's Sunday, and I can't get a hold of nobody, so I was pretty fired up. Fishing's the last thing on my mind right now. Yeah,
$600 part, and they're charging you double.
Well,
no.
$650, they charged me twice for it.
So that'd be $1,300 for a boat part.
Real happy.
You'll get it straightened out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start. Before I even go down there and bait that rod back up that just caught that fantastic, beautiful flathead, I'm going to go ahead and say hi to everybody in chat. We got caught off guard, folks. We got caught off guard. I didn't think the Iron Man Fishing Challenge was going to kick in that quick. And I think that's the only time I'm going to do that, because that killed me.
And I'm hoping to get Chris these new rods and reels. I got 2 rods and reels I ain't caught nothing on yet.
Dude, that flathead did the slow takedown.
Yeah.
And I saw it from up here, just a slow roll and drop, pulled it down and was just swimming out, pulling drag, and never once did that rod come up. But it popped up one time And he took it back down, and it was down when I got there. All right, like I said, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We got 43 beautiful, amazing people in here that just got to watch that little display. I'm almost got my breath caught. Y'all just hang on. Okay, first in there, we got Pontoon Jody catfishing first. And you know what? That's what I love about it. I caught a flathead. The first thing I caught a flathead, and the first person in here is Pontoon Jody, the flathead queen. That's what I'm talking about right there. Mr. Mike Lockhart in the house and said, good afternoon, Danny. Well, good afternoon to you. Tammy Enfinger is in the house. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Let's see, Tammy in there again. Mike, let's see. Tammy knows your dad. Tammy, how's your dad doing? Okay, yeah, he's talking to her about her dad. Her dad's been having a little bit of health issues. Okay, so it's Mike, Tammy saying hi to each other. Anytime you guys saying hi to each other, I just kind of skip on by it because, you know, that's you guys talking to each other. And then I try to just go to the ones that's discussing whatever we're doing in here. Hang on a second. Let me show Richard what we got here. Okay. The bag? No. This is what you want right here. Those there are fresh. Dude, I'll put, look at that. There's 11 of them in there. Okay, yeah. And what I've been doing, what I've been doing is, this right here. Oh, I can do that. Put them up on there, put your bait here. It's easier to carry down. Yeah, that right there is what you caught flathead on. That. Nice flathead, 26 something pounds, dude. Okay, we're getting Richard set up with some bait. Sorry about that, you guys. Huh?
Been catching a lot of flatheads just in the middle of the day.
I know it, dude. I've been killing the flatheads lately, just tearing them up.
Like 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
I know it.
Not funny.
I can't wait to see what you're going to pull out of that eddy down there, dude.
We're going to try.
I can't wait to see what you're going to do. That is a hot spot down here. That is, if you're going to fish any place like this right here, you want to fish that eddy right down there. And Richard's going to go down there, see what he can do with it. Okay, let's get back to it. Timmy and Mike talking to each other. Well, you guys got a whole conversation going. There's 922 Crappie Barbecue. What's going on? Danny, bro, Mike, Tammy saying hi to them. Welcome in, Bobby. It's good to see you, my brother. Richard's going to head off down that way. And he's got to go through all those bushes and trees and stuff. He's got to climb down that ledge and set out his gear. He's got to make a couple trips up here to get everything down here, which I had to do already too. All right, it's not a fun place to get to. Mike and Tammy. See, holy cow, what'd he say? Holy cow, warn a guy. Dog went running. I'm scared. So bad. Okay, Rowdy Roll. Hello, Rowdy Roll. Bullets Barbecue. Stop to give a like and show support. Appreciate you. Thank you. And a trip. Mary Mercifer. How's it going, sister? My sister's up around Ontario way. My Canadian sis. How you doing? One of my biggest supporters. Love her to death. Lisa Swain. Let's see. Lisa's and Danny. So glad I got to see you again. You too, Lisa. It was one of the highlights of our being down there in Memphis at the Pyramid, hanging out with the Swains, hanging out with the Smiths, and everybody down there. John Cyclone, the whole bunch, Patrick, Creech, everybody there. Mr. Lance McCougar. We were all there yesterday. Bobby missed some people. Bobby was there. No, I see it. Bobby wasn't there. Randy Bible. Randy Bible was there. Randy Swain. Rowdy Roll. What's going on? Let's see here. Bullets long, hi, buddy. Rowdy Royal. Everybody saying hi. I'm gonna have to get a drink here in a minute, guys. That was a lot of exertion on me. So I'm on almost every night. Who is that? Oh, Bullets to Barbecue. Yeah. This camera's just a little bit out of adjustment here. Give me just a second. I don't like for it not to be straight like they're supposed to be. All right, Mary saying hi. You guys are all saying hi to each other. The Weekend Angler. You see, Danny Stone, you need that shirt I sent you. I know, dude. That would be so freaking sweet. That would be a great shirt to have. I couldn't wear it on a live stream, but I would wear it. Yeah, Timmy, man. There's 217 Rebel. What's going on? Hey, John, my little brother, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Richard down there setting up. If it cools off a little bit, guys, we'll move down there closer along that ledge, that drop off, and we'll sit up high watching the rods. That way we ain't got so far to run to get down there. Crappie Day Darren in the house. Welcome in. 217. Everybody saying hi. Still going through. Everybody saying hi. Yeah, I skip past all that, guys, for you guys talking. Try not to bring blood. All that and try not to bring blood. Oh, yeah, it's a challenge, baby. I mean, hey, we play hard around here. That's why we're all busted up and hurt all the time. There's Danny. We know how that works. Anyways, you got to see the Iron Man fishing challenge so far. We've had one fish that wanted to play. We went down there, caught him, got him out there, got him weighed safely, and got him released back in the water. Beautiful, beautiful flathead. That was a lot of fun. No following. Your geriatric are already crippled. Yeah, I know. Hey, when it comes to fishing, I will push myself into dumb stuff. And trust me, when I get home later that night, I'm just like, oh my God, that was so stupid. Let's see, never mind. Talking to Darren, yeah. Wait a minute. Sharon Chavez in the house. What's up, Sharon? There's Michael Grumpy Vet in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Well, there's so much stuff to scroll through with everybody saying hi. Trying to get down to the bottom here. We're giving time Richard to get set up down there too. So, matter of fact, we're going to move over where we can actually we get over here, we can see Richard down there, and we can see our rods a little better too. Remember now, I still got one rod. I got to go back down there and bait back up because we just caught a big old flathead on it. And we've got to go down and rebait that rod. And since you moved to a different location, you always got to adjust the camera tripod. It's never right. There we go. Let's see if we can see Richard down there. Richard's way down there. And he's setting up his rods. And we're going to sit up here and watch these rods. And when they go off, we've got to get all the way down there and fight the fish. After running and climbing and jumping and crawling, you've got to get down there, get the rod, get the fish, get it weighed, and get it back in the water. That's what's fun about it. It's the only exercise I'll ever get. I'll promise you that, because I don't do a whole lot of exercise. I just do stuff like this right here. Richard brought the 10-footer rods with him today, so that's going to be cool. But now that he's here, like if I catch a fish, Richard's going to grab the camera and follow us down there. If Richard catches a fish, I'm going to grab the camera and chase him. So that way we've got a cameraman catching all the action, and it'll be a lot better point of view or point of perspective for you guys. I don't have to remind me, Grumpy. Okay, I'm going through here trying to see. Sharon Chavez, Mary, you guys all talking to each other. That's fantastic too, though, because it takes a 74 and still fishing. Nice fish there. Oh, thank you, 74. I appreciate it. And welcome in. Nice to have you here. Let's see here. That'd be too much traveling for me. Terry Stanfield, what is up, my brother? Good to see you. Yeah, don't forget now, I still got to go down there and tie on another weight, put on a bait, and get that rod back out there. I still got that to do. So I'm going to leave you guys up here in the shade when I do that. Catch fish with us. Howdy, partner. That's one of my favorite partners I've ever fished with right there. Mr. Chris Smith and his wife, V. Lovely couple. Absolutely love them to death. We fished a tournament together, and they partnered up with me. And it was a whole lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun. Michael Grumpy Vet. Let's see. Howdy, brother Danner. It's been a while since we saw you. Yeah, it's less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours ago, we saw each other. All right, I think Richard's got his rods out and baited up. And he's coming back. Now you see how far down there we got to go to get to this stuff, man. Now see that's a challenge. We sit up here in the shade, in the cool, but when those rods go off, we got to get down there. Okay, and this is the games we play, you guys. Look in there. That's not Richard. That's Blister. He showed up after the work was finished. Hey, he was watching this and saw me catch that flathead, and he was all the way in Malden, and it took him 5 minutes to get from Malden to here once he saw that flathead. But no, Richard was on his way. I knew he was coming, and man, I'm happy to have him down here, and that's why I fished on there's a little spot right there, Eddie, that's got a point sticking out that's causing a little. It's a very small eddy, but like I said, I got an 88 pounder out of that spot.
That's a long way down there.
Yes, it is. Did you already try running it?
I don't run no more. If he when I get there, he'll be there.
Well, dude, I had no problem. That rod, I was sitting here talking about, and I explained them what I was gonna do. That I got to go down that trail, run across that ledge, drop down, run down, grab the rod, bite the fish, get the fish, bring him back up, throw him up on the ledge, not throw him, lay him up on the ledge.
Yeah.
Get back in front of the camera, weigh him, go back down there, climb back down the ledge and release the fish, and end of challenge. And I was sitting there explaining it to him, and I goes, well, you know what? Let's just do it because the rod just went off. And yeah, we've been getting a lot of flatheads lately, and they've been biting the body sections, not the head pieces. They've been eating the body pieces off of these big giant gizzard shad that we're using. And I'll show you guys one of those here in just a little bit. Yeah, middle of the day flatheads. I've been just hammering them here, and several spots on the river. That
last time we was out the boat, you caught them too.
Yeah,
between like 11 and 1, 11 and 2. Somebody's like right in the hottest part of the day.
Yeah. And I got that one last week. And the week before that, they were all between 1 o'clock and 3. So the flatheads are actually doing pretty good here. I'm kind of excited to see what is going to come out of that eddy down there, and I know something's coming out of that eddy because I fished it too many times for there's something not to come out of there. And there is another ledge right out where my rods are. When I was fighting that fish, I don't know if you guys could watch or not, but he cut the line down into that ledge, and I had to let him swim out and get off of it and then pull him up over it. So there's a couple of obstacles under the water out there. There is a couple more drop-offs. That's where those fish are laying up at in that eddy right there. And then there's some cuts into the bank, and they're laid all up in there on that. And that's how we're catching these fish here. Let's see here. Try and get through chat. I am so far behind. Yeah, there's a lot of people saying hi to everybody in here. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Let's see. Is Delivery tried to wear himself out? I am. I'm trying to. You know what? I sleep better when I have days like this where I do a lot of physical exertion. I sleep like a baby. Unless I hurt something, then I'm up all night complaining and crying, and my wife's going, I don't want to hear it. There's Fanny. Listen, B, what's up, Fanny? How you doing? I'll be fishing with Fanny and Larry here just this coming weekend. The next weekend, we've got the Crab Orchard Meetup up in Southern Illinois. Yeah, we just got back from Memphis last night. We were down there all weekend fishing the Mississippi River Monsters tournament. And we finished that up yesterday. And Richard and I traveled home. So we're taking today and just kind of chilling out here at our home base in Missouri and fishing the Mississippi River a little bit. But I've got to turn right around and pack up everything and get it ready because I'm going to Southern Illinois this coming weekend and meeting up with a bunch of great folks, including Larry and Fanny Lissipy from Old Boy Outdoors, Mr. Josh Dunnigan himself, the weekend angler. He's going to be there. We're going to have Jerry Parker from Parker Pursuits. He's going to be hanging out with us, and there's going to be a few surprise folks that's going to come be popping up there that you guys are going to love to see. We'll probably be doing lives all weekend, next weekend, coming to you live from Southern Illinois, Crab Orchard Lake. You don't want to miss that. Be watching for it. We're gonna put on a heck of a show, chasing some big old nasty channel cats and maybe get a few flatheads on the boat. Okay, everybody said hi there.
I find one of them Sour Peach Red Bulls. I couldn't find one.
That I bet they were limited edition.
Okay, so I looked all.
Yeah, you can't find them. They're limited edition.
Got you a regular one in there and a Coke and water.
Okay. Well, I just now got up to the spot where you finally pulled up and 217 Rebel Outdoors goes, "Hey, Richard." So I am like way behind.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Let's see. Mary Mercer says, "Hey, brother Danny's guest. This is my number one fishing partner right here, Mr. Richard Cluck. His channel is Fishing in Freedom. That's fishing, FISHIN, with a big letter N and then the word freedom. Fishing in Freedom is his channel. We fished a lot. We fished a tournament yesterday down in Memphis together. Had an absolute blast. I really, off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody else I would rather do that tournament with. I tell you what, Richard and me we've been buddies longer than we've been doing YouTube. I'll tell you that. So uh, he's true blue and great guy. If you've never seen his channel, you absolutely need to go check that out. And Fanny say, "Hey, B, great to see you guys again." Yeah, Fanny and Larry and Fanny were down there at Memphis supporting us yesterday. And like I said again, we're going to be meeting up with them again next weekend.
Great to finally get to meet them. That was the first time I got to meet them.
You've never got to meet Larry and Fanny? Oh my, dude, they are freaking awesome, man. I'll tell you what.
Great people. Great people.
Yeah, they're absolutely awesome people. I love them to death. Sharon Chavez, Daddy, why are you making it so hard? Drop and ways to have fun, but someone is going to get hurt. Dang, cause yeah, hey, you know I do stupid stuff. He said somebody's going to get hurt fishing with Danny. Yeah, you know that's right.
Y'all can see me rolling down that hill.
Yeah, if you Richard just lays down and rolls. He just don't try to do all that climbing stuff. Fishing the Mid-South. What is up, Mr. Mike Snow and House? We had a little bit of boat trouble yesterday. We're going to get to that. We're going to tell you the stories about everything that happened to us down in Memphis this past weekend. And we had quite a bit of stuff happen to him. But Fishing the Mid-South actually, he messaged us and he was going to try to help us out and everything. And he offered to help. And so that just shows you what kind of guy he is. He was, we wound up getting the problems taken care of. But he said, man, if you need me, call me. I'm there. So, I mean, that just tells you what kind of guy he is. We were in a desperate situation.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Mike.
Yep. And I'll tell you guys all about that here in just a little bit. We've got a lot to talk about. There's Mr. Chris Effort. He's putting up Richard with Fishing in Freedom's channel right there. Got the link for it. There it is, you guys. Check out Richard for Fishing in Freedom. Thank you, Chris Effort. Appreciate you. Chris is a great guy. Well, I can't be too far behind if they put that up for me. Hey, Mary, I'm going to have to take a break here in a minute, guys, and get a drink. Rebel River Cats, good afternoon. Good to see you. Good to see you. We've got a 26-pound flathead on the board so far. Just minutes into the live stream. Hooked up, got down there, got him up on the bank, climbed up the side of the cliff, waiting for you, climb back down and turn him loose. Mr. Warren Farley's in the house. What's going on, Warren? I just want to know how the aerator pump did. I'll tell you what, Warren, the aerators did fantastic. When we brought our fish into the weigh-in, they were some of the most liveliest and best, healthiest fish that anybody saw that day. It worked absolutely perfect. And thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We wound up with a 32-pound blue cat that we rode into the tournament and got to go the weigh-in with. And we had that fish. We caught him first thing in the morning. And we had him in our live well all day long. And that fish was absolutely perfectly healthy whenever we made it to the weigh-in later that afternoon, all because of the aerated system that Richard and I had built. And everything worked out great. That thing was fantastic. Let's see. Catfish Weekly in the house. Lyle, I don't know if you came in late, but man, right off the bat, and here just a little bit ago, I caught a nice little 26-pound flathead. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to dedicate that flathead to Mr. Lyle Stokes because of what a great guy he is. We talked to Lyle a couple times in the past few days, just kind of kicking around different stuff and getting just, you know, a little bit of I'm going to say reassurance Okay. Lyle telling us his good luck and how much he believed in us. And we really wanted to win that tournament for him. But you know what? We caught a fish and we weighed a fish. And so we were happy with that. We got to go to the show, baby. And it's people like Lyle Stokes that inspire us to do stuff like that. Because Lyle has always, man, back in the day, he was like one of the top catfish tournament anglers out there. And we can only dream about doing some of the stuff that Lyle's done in his lifetime. And he's got a lot more to do. So you guys check old Lyle Stokes out. Doing great, brother. Thanks, Mary. Da, 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 da. I wonder how far I am from the bottom. Danny Stone, had brother Catfish Cowboy. What's going on? Yep. Lyle, I'll send some pictures of that flathead to Mr. Dunnigan when I get home. And we'll put that thing on the bragging board tomorrow night. 217 Rebel saying hi. Chris Everett. I think I'm getting close to the bottom because it's starting to jump. Fishing and cooking with Mike Chavez in the house. What's going on? How are friends and neighbors? Lisa Elliott, how you doing, Lisa? Love you, sis. Good to see you. Whew, Lord, I am way behind. I'll start scrolling. Dave, we ain't young chickens anymore. Our bodies have seen enough abuse. Well, I'm gonna put a little bit more on mine. Don't forget, I still gotta go down there and re-rig that rod and get it out there. I still got work to do. I'm just trying to sit here and hang out with you guys for a minute. But I'm gonna tell you a couple stories and I may do that before I go down and rig it up, just to kind of take a little break. Let me see here. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. I won't pay attention to y'all before I start having you pay attention to me. Trying to be fair about this. Going to get the ribs off the pit. Be back shortly. Oh, Mike, you're killing me, dude. All right, well, Gray Wolf Outdoors. How you doing, Gray Wolf? Good to see you, brother. Good to have you in here. And every time somebody comes in and everybody goes through the whole thing and saying hi to them, so I just scroll past all that. It saves me a lot of time. Everybody saying hi. Everybody saying hi. God, I must be a mile behind. Hold on, here is RCT in the house. There's our big boss man, Mr. John Cyclone in the house. John just landed a 26-pound flathead on that J&S Signature Series rod with that Pro Series reel on there, that Pro S reel on there, and it handled it like a dream. It's all on video, too. I carried the camera down there. You get to watch the whole thing. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Yeah, Catfish Weekly says, hey, Richard. Say hi to Catfish Weekly, Mr. Cluck. Look this way.
How's it going, Lyle?
All right.
Glad you're in here, man.
Yep, we're sitting in the shade, just chilling today. I mean, I wasn't planning on doing anything really hard today, but that flathead decided to make my day a little bit of work, put it in there. He said, you know what? No, you're not going to sit on your butt and just do nothing. We got something for you. So come on down here and catch me. Pop to Jody in the house. Hey there, Jody girl, my Jody girl. What's up, Jody? I am way behind. If somebody's posting Fishing and Freedom's link again, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You guys absolutely go check out my good friend, Mr. Richard Cluck, Fishing and Freedom. You're going to see a lot. I mean, me and Richard did a lot of fishing together, took a little bit of a break, but don't worry about that. We're part of the original Mississippi River Rats crew. Matter of fact, we're the original two of that crew. We added Creole Catfishing, and Jerry Parker added on there, and the four horsemen of the sticker lips. Okay. Danny brand of sling and how much? That is an FOA sling. I can't remember what he gets on them, but it's a good price. You look up FOA Customs and Gear. FOA Customs and Gear. You can buy that sling from Mr. Freddie Beck. He's got a ton of them, and he will sure sell you one. FOA Customs and Gear. Check them out. Tell old Freddie Danny sent you. Gray Wolf. I'm going to have to get a drink of water here in a minute.
Hey, is Duncan in?
Dunnigan was here earlier. I think he's probably still around.
Oh, check this.
Josh Dunnigan, if you're still in here, Richard Cluck said, please check your messenger. He just sent you a message. Finally met Richard yesterday. We are officially family now. That's from Catch Fish with Us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to meet Chris and V. That was
Yeah.
one of the last two that I hadn't got to meet. So.
Yeah, she's the only one that's about as freaking nutty as me. Let's see, Michael Grumpy Vet said just sub to Fishing and Freedom.
Opinion on something he didn't look at.
Huh?
I need Josh's expert boat repairman.
Yes.
So.
Josh, please check that message that Richard Cluck sent you. It is it's pertaining to some parts for the boat that need expert opinion on. And Michael Grumpy Vet said just sub to Fishing and Freedom.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Great Wolf Alabama won their game. Oh, he's talking about football. I don't play football. Are we at the bottom? I think we made it to the bottom. No, there's 205. Wild action in the house. What's going on? There's Robert Model in the house. What's going on, Robert? Good to see you, brother. All I can do now is catch bass. Oh, yeah, I went too far. Law said saw it. Great fish. Thank you, Law. Thank you. That's your fish, buddy. He's swimming free like all flatheads should be. Did I skip some people here? I don't know. Yep, Paul Boyd in the house. What's going on, Paul? I think I'm to the bottom. Or it might have jumped on me. I don't know.
Might have to get some binoculars.
Weekend Angler says answered.
Thank you, Josh.
Patrick Gray says hashtag fireball. And we're going to tell you about that here in just a little bit. And we are at the bottom, I think. Yep. Yes, we are. We made it to the bottom. Made it to the bottom. And everybody saying hi to Pat. Pat's in the house here. Let's do a little camera flip.
What's up, buddy?
Do a little camera switch. Because we're going to talk about a few things while we got the. There we go. Let's get this set up over here. Okay, so we'll tell you guys a couple little stories about some of the stuff that we went through this past week. Richard and I went all the way down to Memphis, Tennessee, which is, I say all the way down. It's only about an hour and 58 minutes for us to drive. So we had a little bit of advantage on all the folks that's traveling. Some of them were just getting home today. We had an absolute blast. We went down there on Thursday, and then we got up Friday morning. And we went and put the boat on the river and was going out, and we were we call it, everybody calls it pre-fishing, but we were actually just going out and we were marking fish, and we were dropping pins on our Google Earth map and stuff and spots that we wanted to go hit. And we were having a tough go of it in a couple places. We did find a few spots that we were like really, really pumped up about. We found some fish, and we marked them on our map. And then we started back up the river and piddling around there, and we were cutting into coves, looking around, trying to find some fish on the graph. And Richard had the boat idled down low and putting around there. And we've been smelling gas the last few times that we ran the boat on the river, and didn't think much of it. Yeah, figured just carburetor, not burning the fuel 100% because we were at low idle, and it's kind of sputtering and cutting. It did that a lot, but man, when you gave it the gas, that boat would move. It ran perfect when you were at full throttle. But anytime you idled down, you started smelling gas, and it was sputtered and choked and cut out. And we thought it's just like maybe need carburetor adjustment or something. But what we didn't know was every time that we idled down for the past few weeks, that was pouring gas in there all over the motor. We didn't know that. That's why we were smelling gas. We found out Friday because we were downstream from the pyramid down there in Memphis, Tennessee, in the middle of the Mississippi River. We went down the middle. We cut off to the side. There was up in a cove, putting around. Idled down. We started smelling gas. Richard shut the boat off. We dropped the trolling motor. We went around, did our little scanning thing, and got done checking that spot. We pulled the trolling motor up, laid it back on the deck, and Richard went to start the boat. Just and it wouldn't start. And he tried it one more time, and we heard whoop, whoop, whoop. And Richard looked at me and goes, "Man, what was that?" I goes, "I don't know." And we're sitting there for a second, and we turn around and look back at the boat, and the entire Freaking motor is covered in flames. It was burning. It was on fire. Richard grabs a fire extinguisher. He cuts off the left side of the boat heading back, and he's trying to get the pin out of the fire extinguisher. He can't get the pin out. He finally gets the pin out. He said, then he grabbed the other one. I grab another fire extinguisher. I come up from the right side. We're hitting this thing with both fire extinguishers. He pulls the top of the cover off the motor, fire all over it. We're hitting it with both fire extinguishers. Got the flames put out. And now we're sitting there. We're downstream, mind you, of the pyramid. So we got to go back upstream to get to the boat ramp. This all happened Friday, the day before the tournament. Okay. The day before. Got the fire put out. We're sitting there just kind of like, okay, let's catch our breath and assess the situation, what we got going on here. Drop the tow motor. We got a spot lock, because if not, we're going to drift out here and get run over by a barge. So we dropped the tow motor, sitting there, and we're just figuring it out. And we went back there and said, all right, let's look over the motor. We looked over the motor, looked everywhere. Believe it or not, we couldn't find any burnt wires on the motor. There was no burnt wires. That's the first thing we did. We started running every wire in there and checking the length of it, and from one end to the other. We checked every wire. Couldn't find any burnt wires. And Richard said, you know what? To heck with it. Let's see if the dang thing will start. And so we let the cover off of it, and he goes up there and fires right up. We hauled ass for the boat ramp. He did not let off that throttle until we hit that boat ramp. We got to the boat ramp, got the boat loaded. Okay. At this point, I'm thinking we're done. And everybody that was there knows that I was like a big crybaby. I was upset. I was upset beyond belief, because we went through all this to get there, to go to the show and fish the tournament. And it looked like we weren't going to get to do that. And I'm going to tell you, I haven't been that depressed in a long time. I mean, you guys have probably seen me on rare occasions. I get upset about stuff, and instead of cussing and raising all kinds of cane about it, I'll just kind of shut off and go into pout mode, and I'll just sit there and be quiet and just be absolutely, one of the people that you just like, man, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. So we get back to the hotel with the boat, and our big boss man, the head of River Cats Tackle, Mr. John Cyclone, he looks at me and says, you know what? Let's go to Cracker Barrel to eat. Don't worry about it. He said, you're fishing that tournament tomorrow. I said, dude, there's no way we can fix this boat. We went to the boat shop. We stopped there and talked to them. They said, this is a non-serviceable part. You cannot work on it. You cannot work on this part. It has to be replaced. The part used to run about $800-900. You can get them for about $650 now. Guess what? There's not one in stock anywhere. Hey, it's like 3 weeks and you can get it for you. So I'm thinking, we're done. So we're going to Cracker Barrel, and they all ordered food, and I ordered a Bloody Mary and 2 beers. And they said, aren't you going to eat? And I said, nope, having my supper right now. I was that upset. I needed something to calm my nerves, and I went that route with it. And so we sat there, and John says, Danny, knock it off. He said, you're fishing that tournament tomorrow. You're fishing the tournament tomorrow. And I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, he keeps telling me that because he's trying to make me feel better. There's no way we're fishing this freaking tournament. We can't. And he said, that part on the boat, I told him, the part on the boat is non-serviceable, John. You have to replace it. He said, does it got screws on it? Does it got nuts and bolts on it? And I said, yeah. He said, well, then I can service it. John spent the rest of the day and all the way up to right before dark. He took that part apart. Him, Patrick Gray, our good buddy Creech, Michael Creech from Creature Leaders, and a couple of other guys were out there, and Richard and all of them. I didn't help them do nothing. I done give up. I'm sitting on a chair over with my leg propped up. Andrew DeFore, Tank, he's over there kind of consoling me, and my legs all swelled up because I've been on my feet all day, and he's kind of trying to take care of me, and stuff medically, because he is medically trained. I don't know if y'all know that about Andrew. He's a big old giant guy, but he's He's also has a lot of medical knowledge and stuff. And he was over there telling me, you elevate your leg. And he was checking me out, making sure everything was okay. Because, I mean, like I said, he's a good medic, man. Great guy to have on your team, I'm telling you. Anyways, they were all over there working on the motor. And they took it all apart. They ran to the store and they bought these just off the wall gasket material and stuff. They went out there with razor blades and stuff. They were making parts for this boat, basically, and put it all back together. And I thought, man, this is just a total waste of time. And John told him, said, don't run it. He said, fire that motor up. I want to see if it's leaking gas. Wasn't leaking gas. And we went in the tournament the next day. First spot we went to, we pulled up there. We marked the fish. We caught a fish, throwed him in a live well, fished the rest of the day. Fishing wasn't that great, but we did manage to put a 32-pound fish on the board, and we wound up 42nd out of 100 boats. We placed 42nd out of 100. Now, with all that being said, the best thing to come out of this whole thing is that we've been trying for years to find a name for Richard Cluck's boat. Richard Cluck's boat is now officially named Fireball. I just told y'all that whole story just to get to the point that boat's name is Fireball now. And what Richard don't know is I've got a couple people working on a few things for that too. So he's got a few surprises probably coming down the line for that.
I was pretty bummed. I wasn't trying to let on, but I was pretty bummed out.
I didn't care. I let him know I was bummed out.
I tell you what, John and Creed, Patrick, and everybody else out there in the hotel parking lot had my asphalt. It was 95 degrees.
Yep.
Spent all day working on that thing.
They spent all afternoon, all the way up till almost dark.
We was borrowing tools, Randy Swain.
Yep. Randy showed up. He had the tools to work on the boat. John, Patrick, Michael, all of them out there, and Richard right in the middle of them. They took basically a part off of a boat that you're not supposed to take apart. And they took it apart, put it back together, and got that boat running, and it was not leaking gas. And we fished the whole day with that boat, no problem. But Richard is going to go ahead and replace that part.
I'll keep that one for a backup.
Yeah, that'll be a good backup part because they're not that hard to take off, put on. They're just, let's see. Anyways, there you go. That's how our weekend went.
So Fireball was born.
Fireball was born on the Mississippi River on the banks of the Mississippi, right outside of Memphis, Tennessee, next to the pyramid. And let's see. Patrick says, we always got you, Daddy. I said, I know you do, man. Y'all just had to give me my moment to pout. You know what I'm saying? You had to give me my moment.
You should have seen Patrick over there tracing out that daggum gasket.
Yeah.
He had a roll of cork and a razor blade, and that dude sat down and made a gasket that fit perfect.
Yeah. He took a razor blade and a sheet of cork and drew a gasket and then cut it out with a razor blade to make a gasket for that motor.
That dude's got the patience.
Yes, he does. I would have cut my damn finger off. Well, I got one rod, ain't got no bait on it.
That be some of the best baked beans I've ever had.
Oh my God. Yeah, when we got in from the tournament yesterday, there was a huge, big old pan of baked beans that Patrick had brought, and I ate 3 bowls of them. And I have absolutely no regrets about eating them beans. But late last night, my wife absolutely wished that I hadn't. She was like, oh my God, why did you have to eat 3 bowls? Because they were good. She goes, yeah, well, you're not the one paying the price. I am. And I'm like, well, it'll be all right. Let's see. V. Smith. I miss Bub Richard in the background. So proud of both of you. She didn't know you was here.
I'm just hiding out back here. I'm kind of wanting one of them rods to go off, but I'm kind of not wanting them to.
I've already made my run down the hill. I've already got a 26-pound flathead.
When one of my rods goes off, I'll see you in about an hour. It'll take you that long to get down there and get back.
It's going to be a run. It's the Iron Man Fishing Challenge. I mean, you got to run way down there.
This fat boy ain't ran nowhere in a long time.
Dude, I was carrying the camera, and I didn't run. I speed walked down there, and then I set the camera up right where you see the FOA sling. I set it up there, angled it down toward the rods, and then just slid off that ledge and dropped down. then ran down. The rod was still peeled over. I picked it up out of the rod holder, and the fight was on. I mean, he did not want. He was digging. He was digging for the bottom, buddy. Yeah, 26-pound flathead, son, and he was beautiful fish.
If we do this every weekend, we'd probably get in pretty good shape. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I want to get in shape that much.
I've been wanting to go to the gym and work out. Maybe I just need to do it.
Man, I'm telling you, I've come up with the new thing, the Iron Man Fishing Challenge. You've got to run, you've got to climb, you've got to reel, you've got to fight, you've got to weigh, and you've got to release. And then you got to make it all the way back up this hill to back to point A in this chair. And that's when your time stops. You hit the clock. It's the triathlon of fishing. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff before you actually get to sit down again. All right. Let's see. I'm getting behind again. Patrick Gray, Chris Everett, Smith. Every time somebody pops in there, you got 500 feet of people saying hello. Cool Cats. James, my brother. We got to see James down there. He was at Memphis, Tennessee with Daryl. You know, I had a little, the stuff in my stomach came up in my throat a little bit when I had to say that. It was like, Daryl. I'm kidding. Love Daryl to death, man. Everybody just loves to just like give Daryl crap because, you know, Daryl is real easy to give crap to because he just sets himself up for it. But yeah, James and Daryl's down there. They were fishing on the Mississippi, got to catch a couple of fish. Not as good as R1 that we caught, but they caught a couple of fish. Yeah, you know, I had to throw that in there. R1 fish weighed more than their two. But they had a good time on the Mississippi, and I absolutely enjoy it when some of the other fishermen from around the country. One of the things that me and Richard are always pushing is Scott. I think of people's names, and I said, you know what? I would love to see him come and fish the Mississippi. That is a dream of mine. And one of my dreams came true this past weekend because one guy that I have been absolutely after, one of the guys I've been after, and just trying to get him to fish the Mississippi, and it's Mr. Mike Greenwell. I have been after Mike and after Mike and after Mike. I said, Mike, I'm gonna tell you something. It may sound weird, and you don't understand it, but one of my dreams is for you to fish the Mississippi, and that dream came to this past weekend in the Mississippi River Monster Tournament. Mr. Mike Greenwell showed up and fished that tournament. And Mike did pretty good. I think he did better than we did.
He got 43.
Yeah, I think Mike's final weight was 43 pounds. Ours was 42. He beat us by 11 pounds. So Mike does well on the Mississippi. So it was glad to have him, and so was I.
Mike in there. He's gonna do pretty good.
Absolutely. Mike Greenwell is a force to be reckoned with on any river. And that's why I've always been so excited about trying to get him on the Mississippi. Another guy that I'm going after and that I want to get on the Mississippi is Mr. The Bobcat himself. Yeah, absolutely. I want to get Bobcat down here.
Bobcat fished Mississippi.
Yeah, but not.
Him and Brandon went and it's bumping down in that tournament.
Yeah, but they got to do it when we're around. It don't count. Yeah, Louisiana don't count. I want them to come here into our water and fish our spots. And when I count our water, I'm counting anywhere from Memphis, Tennessee, upstream all the way to Cape Girardeau, towns like that. We go a little bit further north than that, actually. Go up around toward Perryville and Jerry Parker territory. Any of that section river there, if you fish any of that section from Perryville, Missouri, down to Memphis, Tennessee, then you're going to get a taste of what our river's like. You go down to Mississippi, it's a little bit, or Louisiana, it's a little different. It's the same river, but you got different constructs and different kinds of features and stuff than we have here. And we got a lot of rocks and concrete revetment and stuff, and there's a lot of tricky stuff out here that makes it a little more challenging to fish. And we got fast water. And so, yeah, there's a lot of people in the catfishing community that I've got a list. And there's, and if you catch catfish and you're in the catfish community, there's a dang good chance that your name's on that list for you to come here. I want to see you. I want to see because Our fishing's a little tougher. It's not quite as tough as the Ohio as far as the fish numbers, but the structure and the layout and the features of the river, this is an absolute challenge right here. And I would love to see some of those what I consider to be absolutely professional anglers. I do. I absolutely consider them to be professional anglers. I want those people right here in my backyard, and not to try to show them up or beat them. I want, I want them to be coming here as a guest. If you get what I'm saying, I'm like, dude, I would love for you to come and fish some of my spots because that would just absolutely make my day. I would love to see, I know how I fish that spot right there. Okay. I want to bring somebody in here that has never fished that spot, that knows what they're doing, that, like I said, that I consider to be a professional catfish angler. John Parker probably in here going, raising his hand and stuff. But, like Bobcat, Mike Greenwell, Ryan Bortz, some of those guys, and get them here and say, okay, look, that spot right there, this is how I fish it. I want you to go look at it. Take your boat, your kayak, whatever, scan that spot, check it out. Don't get any information from me whatsoever at all. And I want you to fish that spot the way Bobcat would fish that spot. I want you to fish that spot the way Mike Greenwell would fish that spot. And I want to see what happens. Okay. Because the thing is, though, they may be doing something that is way better than what I'm doing. And it's a pleasure to have them here in our territory, but it's also it's a chance to learn and gain some knowledge from a point of view that you're not going to get through your own eyes. You got to get it through somebody else's. Does that all make sense to you? You understand what I'm saying?
I really would like to do. You know how we had the meetup of the Trail Tiers?
Yeah.
Well, we got washed out that one year. Couldn't put the boats underneath. I would absolutely love to get like Chris and Telly and Chad and Dee back down here and get to all go out on the boats, get all of them.
100%. 100%. Richard,
awesome.
Absolutely great point. We did a meetup at Trail Tier State Park. It's about 16 miles north of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, on the Mississippi River. We did a meetup there one year, and Chris and Telly from Hooks and Hammocks showed up. Chad and Dee from Fields to Water, they showed up. See, Matty was there, wasn't he? Matthew Walbert, Want to Be Outdoors. There was probably some other people there. It's been a couple years, guys, so it's slipping my mind. But when they showed up that year, we were actually, believe it or not, we were in flood stage, which rarely happens around here anymore. 9 times out of 10, we're in drought. But at that particular time, we were in flood stage. And it just wasn't possible to put the boats out there and do what we wanted to do. We did a lot of fishing from the bank. Jerry Parker was there. He caught like a 60-pound plus a blue cap from the bank. Chad went down to a little wing dam there, and he got a nice little 5-pound flathead in a spot that's like so many rocks and hang-ups that it, it's one thing to throw a rod out there and even get it back in with your rig still attached. But Chad threw a line out there, not only to get his rig back, he had a 5-pound flathead on the end of it. So kudos to him for that. He did a great job. But we would like to get a do-over on that because we were in flood stage and couldn't put the boats on the water. And that would be another thing that we're probably going to start working on and get that set up.
Like this right here, I'd love to get there.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, we are super low water right now. And we could take you to some spots, some deep holes with drop-offs and shallow flats. The spots that we work when the river's in this condition, and put you guys out here doing your techniques on using your equipment with your boat, and just see what you can do. I'm not looking for you to fail. I'm looking for you to succeed. I want to see you say, you know what? I want you to come to my backyard and say, you've been doing this all wrong. I went up here and I did this, this, and this, and I absolutely loaded the boat with fish, loaded it. And that way you'll have a good time fishing in our water. And heck, I could probably learn something from you. I mean, I'm in there. I'm not the oldest guy in the bunch, but I can join the senior citizens clubs in the catfish community. I promise you that. And they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but if you got some catfishing tricks that are new This old dog will learn them. I promise you. I ain't above saying no. I'm not trying your crap. If you got good ideas and good techniques that I have not even thought of, I'll absolutely give them a shot. I sure will. Catfish Weekly. I'm way behind now. Catfish Weekly said I could have brought my boat down to you guys, dude. There's one problem with that, Lyle. We're not taking your boat without you on it. We would have turned that into a 3-man team in 2.4 seconds. Yep. If Lyle Stokes would have come down with his boat, said, guess what? You're driving it because we're fishing together, buddy. That would have been awesome. Can you imagine pulling up to the weigh-in in this boat, Captain Mr. Lyle Stokes with Richard Cluck from Fishing to Freedom and Danny Stone from Danny Stone Outdoors, and just start pulling fish out of that tank and throwing them up there at them? That would have been. That'd been something right there. You know what, Lyle? They do that Mississippi River Monsters every year. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear what I'm saying? I think we'll get a plan in the works here. Absolutely getting a plan in the works.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. They're doing Twisted Cats here next week. I got to work all week.
Oh God, they are.
Yeah, I really wanted to do one over here this year.
Yeah, and I'm already committed to. I'm going to Southern Illinois next weekend. But yeah, they have in the right here where we're sitting right now in the town of New Madrid, Missouri. Some people call it New Madrid, and that's fine. You pronounce it however you want. I don't care. But right here next weekend is the Twisted Cats Catfish Tournament. This town's hosting it. It does every year. And unfortunately, Richard's got to work, and I've already committed to the Crab Orchard meetup, which honestly is just as exciting for me. I look forward to it every year when we set it up to go to Crab Orchard and meet up and fish for some big old giant channel cats. There's some nice channel cats in there, and some really a slab monster slobber knocker flatheads, which I haven't caught one yet, but I know they're in there because I know people that's caught them. It just ain't been me. But yeah, we've got a good weekend planned next weekend, except for Richard. He's working. But I wish he wasn't. Say, do that gasket trick a lot, especially when the forklift is as old as daddy. Yep. God, I'm way behind in chat again. You guys, I told you that today was going to be about fishing. It's going to be fishing tales. And that's tails with a Tales. Okay. Not tails like they swim with, but stories. We're just going to do a little bit of fishing, tell a lot of stories, and do a whole lot of talking. So if you like that, then you're in here. There's 51 people in here. We started out with 40, so we gained a few. I ain't run nobody off yet. But we still got rods in the water. And if one of them goes off, you're going to get to see us do some running. You're going to get us to do some jumping, some climbing, some crawling, some scratching, and some reeling and some fighting. Okay? And that's before we can get up out of these chairs. It's going to be fun. I've got 4 out of 5 rods still set out right now. Yeah, I've been talking to you guys and glancing down there and keeping an eye on them because one of them rods goes off. It's like the alarm at the fire station. We're going to be moving. All right, I know I'm behind in chat. Guys, I've talked so much. I'm getting dry. Throat starting to get a little scratchy. I'm going to take just a short break. I'm going to grab me some water, get something to drink, and I'll be right back.
I'm telling you what,
I walked all the way around that truck and the water jug was on this side.
next couple of days I got off.
Yeah.
Instead of coming over here, if I can quit chasing these stupid blue cats long enough, I'm gonna throw that little gator tail and that mud motor and that 14-footer in St. Francis.
Yeah.
Go ahead and start getting big flathead.
Really? Dude, I've been getting the flatheads out of here like crazy. I mean, that one, you see the rod in the middle, rod number 5?
Yeah.
Well, I caught rod number 5 because it's the one that caught a fish. The one in the middle. I threw it straight out about maybe 30 yards. There's a ledge out there, a drop off. As soon as it went down there, I come back up here and sit down. I started talking to people. Within minutes, that rod went off and we ran down there and got that flathead.
A lot of people say those flatheads are like really on fire right now. Probably you can have a kind of an early winter or it get colder.
Yeah.
And if they're doing that good over here, I know they're just absolutely on fire over on St. Francis.
Oh, no doubt.
I'd love to go over and hit some little holes and try to get some big flood.
That is a good point. That is an absolutely good point.
I'd go over and do that, do a little filming or something.
I would, because you got no phone signal. Where he's talking about going, zero phone signal. I mean, it's -3 on your phone. But you can go over there and shoot a lot of video footage. We don't get no pinpoint spots, but the river that Richard's talking about, we live in between the Mississippi River and that river. But Richard went over there one time. I think he were using a live bluegill. And what was it, a 42 or
42?
42. So, man, my memory's pretty good when it's about fish. But Richard caught a 42-pound flathead over there on a whole live bluegill. Is that still your PB flathead to this day from the St. Francis River? It's actually way closer to our house than the Mississippi. It takes me about 25 minutes to get to where I'm at right now. To get to the spot that Richard's talking about, takes me, if I drive like John Cyclone, I can be there in 10 or 11 minutes. But normal driving, I can be there in 15 to 17.
I just can't leave these stupid blue cats alone long enough. I got it bad, man. You know.
Well, we're sitting in the right spot for them for flatheads and blues. There are a few channel cats right in here. We pulled channel cats mostly 100 yards downstream. I caught most of the channel cats by the observation deck. But in this spot here, it's the structure changes, or the features change on it slightly within 150, 200 yards. And this spot right here is good for big blue cats, some big flatheads. I've caught, like I said, where Richard's rods are, exactly where Richard's rods thrown out right now. That's where I caught my 88-pound blue. I've caught I had one of the shows I did back when I first started, and I had several people up on panel. I had Jerry Parker was up there, Big Skip, or no, Skip. Remember Skip with Viking? Catfish Viking and Skip were up on panel, and it was either a 59 or a 69. I think it was a 69-pound blue in that spot there too. And on the blue cat, we were at flood stage actually. Water's real high, and it was just so much trash floating down the river that you weren't able to cast way out there. I was basically underhand pitching that bait. I was throwing a whole gizzard shad out there. I underhand pitched it out about 30, 40 feet from the bank and dropped it off a ledge. That's where I was getting that. Where I got the 69-pound blue cat. That is where I caught the 88. But on the 88, I sent it. I had one of the longer rods with me that day, and I heaved back and I put it across there. I almost hit Kentucky when I got that one. A couple of flatheads I've caught here right off the bank, 20, 30 feet. There's ledges. And right off the bank, drop it off that ledge, let the current kind of dangle it off the ledge and kind of wiggle it around like that, and they come up there and just snatch it.
Now that should have grabbed the boat and bumped it.
We could have bumped this today. This section right through here, absolutely, dude. I just pulled it
before. It's perfect current, everything.
Oh yeah.
Should have done that.
We could have bumped this today.
I'm anxious to try if that new guy and us drop. That thing's late enough. I can't wait to get out.
I am 100% dehydrated. Well, I've been thirsty since yesterday.
I can't stop drinking.
I know. On the way home, oh my God, dude, I was dying.
I got a Coke and Red Bull.
Oh,
I know you ain't much on Coke.
I ain't much on Coke. Probably a little too hyped up for the Red Bull right now. I'm gonna see if I can empty this gallon and a half water jug. Give it a good shot. And we were man, we're like 30 minutes behind in chat. There's no hope of getting caught up, but we'll go through here and see a few folks. See if anybody new came in. Okay. Michael Grumpy Vet says, and I'm way behind and I apologize, but you know what? I told you we was going to do a show about, we're going to set out rods and we're going to tell you about how our weekend went. So it's going to be a lot of us talking and a lot of you listening. But we'll stop every now and then, take a little break, try to catch up some, but we probably won't get all the way caught up, but we'll try. Michael Grumpy Bet says, Danny, we fished a tournament where I drove the boat with my brother in law sitting and back with a finger in the carburetor. We've done stuff like that before too. Could you hold this? Hey, there's a little bolt. The washer and the nut came off of it. You got to hold it in there, okay? Because it's attached to the throttle. If it pops out, we lose it. We're screwed.
That ain't no kid. That happened right there.
That happened right there.
Had the paddle off the shoulder. Danny standing.
Just hold that till we get to the boat ramp.
Holding the throttle linkage.
And then I think, well, actually, we only ran a little ways, and you look down inside there and found the nut. You go, wait a minute, there it is, there it is.
Live stream somewhere, though.
Yeah, that happened on a live show. And he felt it. He said, okay, you ain't got to hold it no more. I can put this nut back on it.
Dude, that was during an online tournament.
That was during an online tournament.
I forget which one. That sure was. That was during some kind of tournament. Because we was all bummed out. We sitting up here in St. John's, remember?
Yep.
Because we couldn't do nothing with the wind on.
That's right.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yep, long time. Black Betty was pulled tight way out that way. She's got lines slack all the way almost to the bank right now. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'm not going to look though. That's too far down there. If I see that line move, I'll get up. But it's dropped slack to me all the way to the bank. I think I've got 8 ounces on that, and I'm throwing. I'm on the bottom side of that eddy is where I'm throwing at. So it's not taking. I don't need that much weight because it's kind of in a transition stage from current to eddy, and it's just basically sitting in slack water. So I'm not having to have a whole lot of weight to hold it there. But something has moved it because the line was tight and holding, and now it's dropped slack all the way to the bank. Something's got to hold that bait. Now, if he picks it up and runs off with it, I'll pick my butt up and I'll run off down there. Other than that, I ain't moving. I cannot believe one of your rods has not went off yet because that spot there I was saving because I thought that was going to be the honey hole right there.
Come along, come along.
Yep. I guarantee you they're stacked in there somewhere. And like I said, I'm on the very downstream edge of it. I thought they would be, the flatheads would be laying on the upstream side on that slope coming up out of that hole. I figured they'd be laid up, belly up right there, waiting on bait to come over the edge. But I threw down here on the bottom side of it, and that's where that flathead was. I just saw something roll right in the middle. Did you see it? Right smack dab in the middle. I saw a whole bunch of white. He just rolled over. Don't know what that was. That's a big fish, though.
I've never been so excited this thing. Picked off 20 minutes ago. I was telling Stephanie about that last night. I was all fired up, dude.
I know it. I thought we had our second fish. I really did. Yeah, we'd fished the tournament all day long. Pretty early on, like I said, the first spot we stopped at, we marked a giant catfish, and we said, "Oh my God, that's a tournament-winning catfish right there." So we pulled up and locked the boat up, stopped it, and set up on that fish. And one of my rods, I didn't know it at the time, but I'd set it up for fishing water that wasn't so rough. And it had a float rig on it, but it only had a 3-ounce sinker on it. All the rest of our rods had 5, 6, 8, stuff like that. I had one rod that had a 3-ounce sinker on it with a float rig. It's one of the big orange oval shaped floats. And I baited that hook up and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to throw it and see what happens. And I threw right on top of where that fish was. Well, as soon as that line sunk to the bottom, a cross current picked it up and took it out toward the main channel, toward the big fast current seam. And it drug that 3-ounce weight along the bottom with that float rig caught in the current. And as soon as it got to the main current seam, it stopped there because it couldn't go into the current, and the other, so it was just kind of bouncing back and forth right there on that main current seam. And it wasn't there but a few minutes, and that rod went down. And I reeled down on it and started pulling it. And I looked at Richard and said, "Man, uh, this is a good fish." I said, "This is a really good fish." And we were right below a wing dam, and the water was shooting around the wing dam. I mean, rolling like white water, just blasting. It was a whole lot of speed to that water. It was turbulent. And I had that fish hooked up, and he ran straight for that. And he went up around, and he was going to go around the wing dam. If that fish got on the other side of that wing dam, we were done. And we were going to lose it. And I didn't try to pull him back. I just held onto him to where he couldn't go any further. I wasn't trying to bring him in. I just wasn't going to let him go any further. And I held that fish, and he was swimming upstream in that fast water for what seemed like an eternity to me. And I thought, my God, how long can this fish swim in that fast current with me pulling on him, trying to pull him backwards? And he's fighting me, he's fighting the current, and he's still beating me. And I told Richard, said, "Man, this fish has got to be massive." Uh, and it came back around, and Richard grabbed the net. I got it up on one side of the boat. Richard's over there with the net ready, and we're trying to think, and we're maybe getting him close, coming up, and he takes off again. And back out in that current he goes. And I'm fighting him, and I'm fighting him, and I ain't kidding. My heart's beating. I'm thinking, this is a tournament. This is a serious tournament. I've got to get this fish. And I'm the whole time I'm thinking, we're gonna lose this fish. He's gonna break us off. And I start pulling, working him, and getting back toward the boat again. He goes to the other side of the boat. So Richard runs from that side of the boat to this side of the boat with the net, and he's sitting there. Boom! He takes off again, and I'm like, "Oh my God, how long can this thing fight?" I mean, it's been forever. And he went back out to that main channel and fighting and fighting and fighting. And I looked at Richard again. I said, "Man," I said, "this is going to be a massive fish." I mean, this is insane how big this fish is and how hard he's fighting. And I start working him back again. He comes up to the side of the boat. Richard's ready to the net. He makes one more little small run and goes around the back of the boat. Richard runs to the other side of the boat again. And we start seeing bubbles blowing up. So we know we're getting him close. And that fish broke the surface. And Richard scooped him up with a net. And I go, "Man, that fish ain't that big." It wound up being, I'm thinking this thing's 70, 80, maybe even 90 pounds. 32 freaking pound fish. I mean, he was a big, long fish. He was a long body, and he had all that power. But getting in that fast current in the Mississippi River and fighting us, you're not just fighting the fish, you're fighting the river too. Okay. And those fish are not stupid. They know how to use their body to turn and use that current to their advantage and just put a whooping on you.
That 30 did almost the exact same thing to me today when me and you
Yes.
pitched Winter Blues. Dude, I was telling him, I was like, "Dude, this is new PV. It's got to be.
We were thinking, oh my God.
This is a huge fish."
Yeah.
Got it in. I was like, "Man, what is that?"
For real. But this goes back to something I've said in the past too, and I've heard other people say it. Um, 30-pound blue cats are like the punk teenagers, you might want to say, that's always getting in trouble, always starting fights, you know, wanting to see who's the toughest guy on the block. And to me, a 30-pound blue cat that's in good, healthy condition, I think he could pull an 80-pounder backwards. If you tied a rope to each of them, a 30-pounder will fight, to me, way harder than a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Bigger fish, they're older, they're a little more lethargic. Uh, they like to just use their weight to make you work and pull them in.
They give a couple good runs.
That's it.
Then they give up.
And then they wear out.
You got this dragon dead weight.
And then you're dragging dead weight. But a 30-pound blue, he wants to fight. He'll scrap with you and make you think you got something you ain't got. We're doing a whole lot of talking today. And the best thing is we won the tournament. He's still talking about sticking his finger in the carburetor. Had the best time. I am just so far behind. It's going to be impossible to call it. There's Creole Catfish and Andrew my personal bodyguard and paramedic.
What's up, Tank?
What's up, Tank? Gray Wolf Outdoors. Say hi to me. See if anybody new come in here. We've been talking for over a half hour. Still got 52 people in the house. And there's no way. Danny, I'm going to celebrate my birthday on Sunday when I'm watching your show. That's Mike Lockhart. Well, happy birthday, Mike. If someone wanted to fish the lower Mississippi, how would someone do that, Danny? If only there was some type of guide service. I don't know. I'll have to check into that. I may have to make a couple of calls, but I think I know a couple guys. If you want to fish the lower Mississippi, look up Creole's Guide Service. Check those two guys out. That guy, the big one, they're both big, but the big one, that guy also, that's the one I'm talking about. He's my personal bodyguard and my personal medic. He takes care of me. Great guy, Mr. Andrew DeFore, Mr. Jeremy DeFore, captain of the boat for the Creole Guide Service. You guys check them out. Give them a shout. Tell them Dane Stone sent you. And Chris Everett dropped the link for River Cat's tackle. God, I'm so far behind, guys. I apologize. But I came in today knowing that we were going to concentrate on just telling you guys how our weekend went. I know it's a little selfish, but I've had so many people message me and ask, and I say, you know what? I'll tell you when we go live. We'll do a whole lot of talking and just kind of try to entertain you guys and see how it works out. Hey, Robert Marlin, what did it take to win the tournament? It took 131, 137, 137 pound with a 3-fish bag. Now, there was some stipulations to the 3-fish bag. You could have 2 fish that were over 34 inches and 1 fish that was under 34 inches. You could not have 3 fish over. So that kind of made it a little tighter. If they could have had 3 fish over, I'm telling you that weight limit would have went way up, way up. But because you can only have 2 fish over 34 inches and 1 fish under, the top weight for the day was 137 pounds. That's what took the $15,000 home with them yesterday.
I think big fish of the tournament was 85.
Big fish of the tournament was 85 pounder. Did they have a big fish? I don't think they did.
They was going to do that the day before, but I think they
yes, they were going to have a big fish tournament the day before the tournament, the actual tournament. They were going to pay a $500 bounty on whoever brought in the biggest fish on the day before the tournament. The tournament was Saturday. They sent us out Friday to pre-fish and scout. And they said, if you guys want to fish, whoever brings in the biggest fish gets $500. But they decided not to do that. But if they had it, we were absolutely going to go for that 500 on Friday until a boat caught fire. Put a damper on it. It just burned up all of our plans, literally.
My dreams of winning the tournament went up in flames with that motor. Thank God John didn't give up. We did.
Yep. Thank God for John being there. He worked on it, and that was the same thing. But we did have at the time we did have 2 other offers that people were going to bring boats to us. That wasn't an option. I was although I really was thankful that 2 people were offering us to use their boat. But the only way I would do that is if they jumped on the boat with us. I'm just not comfortable taking somebody else's boat and being fully responsible for it. It's not that I'm going to abuse that boat or do anything crazy with it. I just want the owner of the boat to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's your boat. If you're going to loan it to me, you're going to drive it for me while you're loaning it to me. Simple as that.
If I burn mine to the ground, it's one thing.
Yeah. If I tear somebody else's stuff up, I'm going to feel super bad about it. I break something, I'm going to be like aggravated. But if I tear somebody else's boat up, I'm going to be devastated. I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't have borrowed it. Now look what's happened. I've tore the hell out of his boat and should have never borrowed it. So yeah, if I ever get a situation where I need your boat, I'm going to need you with it. Yeah, it's a package deal. If I get the boat, I'm going to need a driver, and that's going to be whoever the boat belongs to. That's the only way I'll operate that situation. Because I just don't want to be, responsible for tearing up something that belongs to somebody else because you know how your boat runs and you know all the little tricks like, oh, if it doesn't start, wiggle the key and slap the side of it 3 times. You know how to do that. I don't. It's your boat.
Look how good that new green JNS stand is.
I know it, dude.
That joker looks like a lightsaber.
It does.
Well, I didn't realize how much it really stood out. It's that blue water. What's that orange?
I drank that water too fast. You know how you drink the water real fast and you start feeling like you're going to throw up? Yeah, I drank too much of that cold water too fast. I'm going to have to set it down and stay away from it for a minute. Look, I'm going to puke. Oh. Fireball. Everybody in the chat saying fireball. There's a lot of footage. She's probably edited it now, knowing her. Yeah.
Some kind of cool little fireball stickers.
Oh, yeah. I might be working on something.
Oh, yeah?
I told you, I said, Richard don't know everything. Okay. I've contacted the right people that I need to contact. It's your boat, but mind your business. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I may be up to something. You never know.
I had a skipjack rig. I've seen 3 skipjacks.
The skips are running today.
That blowout.
Yes.
The tip of it out there. Right there in that seam, right along the tip, I've seen 3 of them.
I'm not so sure that silver flash we saw on top a while ago wasn't a big skip. I think it might have been a big skip.
I've seen 3 come almost completely out of the water.
Dude, I used to catch crap out of them right off that point right there. But every one of them I've ever caught there, 10 inches tops.
Yeah.
No size to them.
None of the dam, some of the little ones.
Yep.
I think it's kind of a little nursery for them. To the grow up, get bigger or something. Y'all ever catch smaller ones?
That being said, at the Spillway Dam this year, we caught way bigger skips here.
True,
I got
many of them, but they was bigger.
I got a couple of 15s out of there. I think I got one that was almost 17.
I can't believe you caught that freaking mullet.
I know, caught a mullet there. Absolutely. That freaked me out. That is actually a saltwater fish. And how many miles up the Mississippi River from the coast? 580 maybe? Something like that. I think we're about 580 miles. That'd be my guess. Where we're at right now, I'm going to say we're 580 miles as the crow flies.
I'm going to go just straight down the river.
Yeah, take it as the crow flies. Straight down. Don't do every curve in the river. I'm going to say from here, straight line shot to the coast, I'm guessing 580 miles. That'd be my guess. Let's see how close I am. He's going to look it up. And no, I have not looked this up. I'm guessing here. Let's see how well I know the Mississippi. See how well I know the Mississippi River. It's a test. Probably going to fail it. 580. Come on, 580. I'm probably going to be way off. They're Mad County. I mean, I'm reading chat from like 45 minutes ago, maybe an hour. Mad County said was going to get out, but AC feels better. What? How old is that boy? You Google that next. Find out how old Mad County is. Shame on you. I might be old enough to be his grandpa. And he can't get out of the AC to go fishing. I sent him a link. One of these days, I'm going to have a long talk with that boy. Man, what is going on with them rods? They catch one fish and they quit. That's the problem. We did that yesterday. Catch one, call it good. One and done. There's Jerry Parker. Parker Pursuits afternoon, everybody, and getting home from work. Just getting home from work. Well, Jerry, I just caught a 26-pound flathead just a little bit after I started the show a while ago. Had the rod set out. And was sitting way up here on this hill, and I looked down there, and one of them went down, and I ran down there and got a 26 pounder. Let's see. Law needs to leave them bass alone, come out of retirement. He does. You know what? If Law Stokes ever got back into the tournament fishing and he asked me to be a partner, uh, he wouldn't even be done finished asking, and I'd be saying yes 40 times. I'd partner up with Law Stokes. I don't care if he wanted to go fish in the coldest parts of Alaska or the the most mosquito ridden, hottest, humid parts of South America. I'll go, Law. You say where you're going when you if you need a partner, I'm there, dude. Dude, I mean, crap. You talking about that an honor to be on the boat with Lyle Stokes? Are you kidding me? Who would have to think about that? It said, hey, I need a partner for, yep. And just hope like Ellie said fishing when he got done with that sentence. I need a partner for, yeah, I'll do it.
Just a straight line draw down.
Straight line draw.
Not counting all the squirrelies, about 500 miles.
500. I was 80 miles off.
Well, if you count all the river miles, it's probably another 100 miles because they're all twisted turns.
I was guessing 580 as the crow flies. But Richard said it's 500 miles from where we're at. If you do a straight line all the way to the Gulf Coast, 500. I was figuring maybe 580. You know, just measured it in my head, and I was 80 miles off. Which 80 miles don't sound much until you have to drive it. You know, it makes a difference. 80 miles is a long way. Ba, ba, ba. Mm-hmm.
That river's like the last.
I know it. It's so smooth.
Must not have been a large combustion.
Uh, since I've been here, the well, I put that little video out telling you guys that was my new boat. You didn't see that? You can go look at the RCT chat. That big boat, the tour boat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It came by and I shot video of it and I sent you guys some smart ass comments. You know, I shot that video and I kind of narrated it as the boat was going by, and I sent that to you guys. That has come by. I've had 2 barges upstream, 1 down so far. That's it. It's been slow.
That's wild, ain't it? Yeah. That must be why I didn't get your rug.
Yeah. I need to get that other rod back out because right where I had that rod out, there's fish rolling like crazy right there. I just don't want to go down there.
I've been thinking about, well, I want to reposition. I want that one out a little further to the tip of that dike, but I don't want to walk down there for it.
It's so far, man. I mean, if the rod bends down, it gives you an adrenaline rush and you can do it. But just to walk down there, it is so far. And then climbing down that ledge, oh my God.
Hell, come on, let's do it, Dave. You know you want to get that one up.
All right, I'm gonna go. We're gonna turn the camera back toward that way. You guys get to watch us go down here and mess this stuff. I'm gonna go re-rig a rod, and Richard's gonna go check the bait on his, and you get to see just how far we're talking about. And I gotta climb down that freaking ledge. He don't. And we'll be right back. I gotta go put a weight on and a bait on. Oh my back. And there's the bait I'm taking down there. It's not a really big chunk, but little gizzard shad, about that big. Going to downsize the bait just a little bit. Oh God! Freaking downhill crap. Oh, I hate the push. Oh, he climbing up that ledge. That's crazy. Oh, but here I'm out of breath again. All right. And Richard's still rigging. I only had to rig up one rod. I had to put a weight on it and a bait on it. Oh. All right, give me a second. There's no way I'm gonna get caught up in chat, but I'm gonna go through and see if I can see what all if I missed something, anything important. Let's see. Everybody saying hi to him. Wabash Nate. Richard ain't moving. Oh well. He's right there. That's how far he has to run if he catches a fish. I gotta run to right. I can't even see him. There's somewhere right there. Okay, right there. He's got to go right there. So we don't call it the Iron Man Catfishing Challenge for nothing. It's hard work, baby. Hard work. Too hot. And that's why we're way honestly, that's why we're way up here. We're sitting in top or the up here in the this is Cottonwood Park in New Madrid, Missouri. You know why? There's a whole lot of freaking giant cottonwood trees here. And it's the only shade anywhere near those rods. It's the only shade we've got. So let's keep camera that way so we can keep Richard in frame there. Today I'm going to watch your videos next Sunday to start my birthday week. I think I already read that, didn't I? About time to rip some lips again. Papa Parker. Here you go, Papa Parker. You never know. I might just happen. Okay, yeah. Lyle needs to absolutely do that. God, I'm so far behind you guys. I apologize. But like I said, I tried to give you guys a heads up and warning that was going to be doing it. Look, see how deep that drop off is? You see Richard's head sticking up that ledge right there. That's how deep that ledge is. Now, when the river's up, that's where he's standing is where I put my baits. Drop them right off that ledge right there. It's a straight down drop off, like a sheer cliff. But right now, you got to climb up that to get up here and down there. Yeah, that is a pretty good drop off right there. But normally that's underwater, believe it or not. That ledge right there. And he's going to come all the way down here where it gets narrow and come up, I think. Hey, there should be a spot with like almost like steps about 30 feet in front of you. Yeah, right there. And probably a little easier to come up right there. Yeah, there you go. That spot's not quite as bad. Show us your water, Danny. Well, there's my water right there, man. That's the mighty Mississippi. You head back down that way, going down to Memphis. It's still uphill right here all the way. It's hyper enough I do not want to see him on coke. I am behind. Up with a saline bag. I am so far behind you guys. Mike Irvin's in the house. He's been in for a while. I'm just gonna scroll through and see if anybody news come in. It's gonna take me forever to get caught up with this. Forever. Wabash Nate. Come across there. Jody's still waiting on you to pick up your 9.922 blue. Oh, still in here. I hope he's still in here. Still in you. What's up, buddy? Greenwell fishing. Got to hang out with Mike Greenwell yesterday. Again, I talked the whole thing about that. About how what an honor it was to have Mike Greenwell come down and fish with us. And I meant every word of it. 60 plus pounds, like trying to push a sumo wrestler around. Yeah. Everyone, please enjoy your day today and always don't let nothing or no one steal your joy, ladies and men. Gray Wolf Parker. Jerry Parker. Buckman 22 back to mowing. Stop to eat. I hope you ain't eating grass. Paul Boyd. Let's see, Tammy. Another person posting Richard and Cluck's Fishing and Freedom's channel there. Yeah, Richard is way better. Well, actually, it's his wife Stephanie. Does a way better job than me of editing, and his videos are absolutely top quality. Mine are just rough cut uh, fishing footage. Catfish regulators. Aaron, what's going on? Maybe next year I'll bring the hot rod to Memphis. I'll chauffeur you around. That'd be awesome. Already making plans for next year. Greenwell, absolutely. We'll see you there, buddy. My buddy, Big Three tournament, 2,000 for biggest blue, 2,000 for biggest flathead, 2,000 for biggest channel cat. Who's that? Oh, Catfish Regulators. I'm gonna have to check that out. 2,000 for each fish. Biggest channel, biggest flat, biggest blue. That would be a fun trifecta. If you could pull off all three of those, man, that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think I got a Mountain Dew over. I got Sugar Low right now. Could have been a big old carp. Oh yeah, I'm way behind. Tell them about that rolling in there. Dang, we're at mile marker 322 on the river, so y'all have to weigh more than that. Would cut your kids be surprised if I came to Florida. Mr. Tully, 41. Hello, how you doing? I'm way behind. You still in Memphis? No, man. I'm hour and 58 minutes. He might not be talking to me. Me and Richard were home less than 2 hours after everything wrapped up down there uh, at Memphis yesterday. Hour and 58 minutes is what it takes for us to get home. The matter's located a mile marker 938. Yeah, Tim will have to. Brand new cousin Tuesday, probably. Maybe next year. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Man, if I can team up with Lost Stokes, it is freaking on. I want a three-man team though. I want me, Lost Stokes, and Richard Cluck. Three-man team. Fishing Mississippi River Monsters tournament. Get him worse and worse. Stepson found out his childhood friend was killed involved in an accident and maybe brain damage and paralyzed. Oh man, I hate to hear that. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through chat and trying to see if I missed anything where anybody's asking me anything relevant or anything. But I'm way behind, you guys. I'm sorry. There's a tournament in New Madrid next weekend, I heard. Yes. It's the Twisted Cat tournament is here next weekend, Mike. Unfortunately, Richard's got to work, and I've already got a prior commitment. I will be at Southern Illinois at Crab Orchard Lake doing the Crab Orchard meetup. But yeah, the Twisted Cat tournament is here at New Madrid. They have it here every year. And the boat ramp that you will be launching from is just Well, you see that observation deck right there. The boat ramp is about 400 yards downstream right there. And there's the city of New Madrid on the other side of my truck. So, yeah, if you wanted to fish the Twisted Cat, Mike, if you want to fish the Twisted Cat, get a hold of me and Richard. And any information that we have, be more than happy to share it with you. Might even drop some pins on a few spots for you that I think you do really good. Lisa Swain, okay, we're back. Just left the funeral home. Any fish yet? I got a 26-pound flathead almost as soon as we started the show. Or it wasn't very long after the show. Yep, the first fish of the day was a 26-pound flatty. Let's see here. What is that? Lisa Swain said, hey, it's that Greenwell guy I met. He's not a bad guy, but that Richard Cluck is a different story. Well, he's down there behind them trees over there doing something. I don't know where. There he comes. There he is. I think he went down there and kind of checked out another fishing spot. Went to take a looky look. Lisa baby doo doo. 47 people in the house are watching, and we're waiting for another rod to go down. We're hoping we can get on one more. Now, see the difference? That center rod, the one I caught the flathead on, a while ago I threw it upstream, right where the eddy kind of is the tail end of it, and it held there. I threw outside of that eddy this time, and boom, downstream it went. It's just pulling downstream. Yeah, Lisa's last comment was, let me see here. Because Mike Greenwell come in, and she said, hey, it's that Greenwell guy I met. He's not too bad of a guy, but that Richard Cluck is a different story.
I hear you, Lisa.
That's comment just a little bit ago. Dennis might come visit you on my birthday next year. Well, Mike, come on down, brother. Was that a barge to the right? Could you swing under it? Yes. That's one of the things I discussed with Richard when he first got here. I set up in the middle of two structural features. Okay, and we're going to call them structural features for this moment. Okay, to the left there, we have a huge eddy. Like I said, I've caught several trophy, and I'm talking real trophy catfish out of that small eddy right there. That's off to your left of the rods that I've got set right in the middle. I set my rods up in between that eddy, and off to your right, you've got a barge that is anchored up here, and you could actually set up right there. And the last time that Richard and I fished this spot, as a matter of fact, he was sitting right there, and he had one bait rod out with a worm on it, and he caught a drum, and he took a huge fillet off that drum and threw it out there and let it get up underneath the barge right there like that. And he caught, how big was that flathead? 19? 23. Yeah, he caught a 23-pound flathead when he floated a drum fillet. I mean, it hit the water, it hit the bottom, and I bet it didn't float 3-4 feet, and the rod went off. So I think he just like hit it right in the face and pissed it off, and it ate the bait. But yeah, Richard caught a real nice flathead underneath a barge that was parked there the last time him and I fished this particular spot together. And yes, you absolutely could put a swing rod on it because the current is flowing really hard that way. Uh, I've got 5 rods out. 3 of them are sweeping downstream, and I'm doing that on purpose because there's ledges out there, and I want them to find that ledge and lay up on it. My other 2 rods to the upstream side, I threw them out there in the back side of that eddy, and it's kind of swirling around there, and so they're just staying there. They're not pulling left, they're not pulling right. They're just kind of locked in right there on the edge of that eddy. And Richard's got 3 rods out right down there, smack dab in the middle and on the upstream edge of that eddy right now. And we're using some gizzard shad that I caught just before we came over here through the cast net and got on some great gizzard shad. And they're singing the Baby Shark song. There's like a lot of features in that area. It looks awesome. It absolutely is, Andrew. Where we're sitting right now, though, I mean, if you on the other side of the levee behind us here, if you go over that levee, that is the town. The whole city of New Madrid is on our side of that levee. So that being said, everybody that lives in the town, this is a high pressure area. Uh, this is a park at the edge of the city limits, or it's actually in the city limits that we're sitting in. And so everybody and their brother and their sister and their grandma and their aunt and their uncles, everybody comes down here and fishes this bank. So it is a high pressure area. Now, you can still pull some decent fish out of here for the simple fact that most of the people that fish here fish with I'm not going to say bad gear. I'm going to say with less expensive equipment, uh, with smaller hooks, usually using worms, chicken liver, baits like that. Some of them will use the stink bait, dip bait, whatever, because they're generally trying to catch the smaller channel cats, smaller blues, and flatheads. Because when they catch them here, they take them home and eat them. Now we put them back, of course. We'll take a few every now and then to eat if we want some fish for dinner. But generally speaking, we put everything back. But everybody else that fishes here, I'm going to say 95% of them, if they catch a fish, it's going over that levee and going to the skillet. Danny, I come for my birthday next year. Work. Oh, wait a minute. See, Danny, I come for my birthday next year. Mm, you make a video. Oh, will you make a video? Absolutely. Yeah, Mike, if you want to come down and hang out with us and we'll do some fishing, we'll either shoot a video or heck, most likely if you come down here and you fish with me and Richard, if we've got good phone signal, there's a real good chance you're probably going to be on a live stream because a live stream is a lot, believe it or not, a lot less work than a production video because you just basically set it up, go live. Everybody gets to see who's visiting with us, who's fishing with us, and whatever happens, happens. With a production video, you've got editing, you got to pick and choose what you're going to put on there because you want to try to keep it exciting. A lot of times, you have to put a lot of boring stuff in there because it explains what's happening later. So it's kind of hard to decide what to put in and what to leave out. It gets really technical with it. You want to keep enough content in there that everybody understands what's going on, but you don't want so much B-roll in there that they get bored with it. Because most of the time, people want to see rods bending and fish hitting the bank, and you hold them up and screaming and yelling and weighing them and throwing them back. The process it takes to get to that point uh, sometimes can be a little. It can be boring. I know somebody one time said that catfish is boring, and for them, that's a factual statement, and it's not nothing to get mad at them about. That's just how they feel about it, and for them that maybe they like throwing out there and reeling in, throwing out there and reeling in. Well, my suggestion to you would be either dragging baits or bumping. Um, if you like to be active all the time, the catfishing has its areas where you can do that. Me, myself, I like to throw them rods down, sit down, and move as little as possible. And the longer it takes for them fish to bite, I'm fine with it because that means I'm sitting here not doing nothing. I do I do stuff 5 days a week where I'm on my feet all day long, and to come out here in the river and sit on a chair and relax and have a rod sitting out there, and if you don't get to catch no fish, then you just get to rest and enjoy watching the river. But if rod goes off, get a little bit of excitement going down there and catching him and having fun with it. I just wish Cluck would have been about 5 minutes earlier today because he could have pulled up just as that rod went off, and he'd got to enjoy that whole thing.
I go back and watch.
That's pretty good. I was sitting there telling him what I was going to do, and when I was telling him I was going to do it, happened. I was explaining, we're going, you know what? I came with that up with that on the spot. I said, let's do the Iron Man catfishing challenge. I said, Richard Cluck is on his way. They said, what we got to do, you throw your rods out there, set them up here. You got to run down that hill, drop off that ledge, fight the fish, get the fish in, come up, bring it back up, weigh it, take it back down, turn it loose. I said, you're going to be exhausted after one fish, and you're not going to want to do but one. And I was just finishing up with that fish flipped his tail and swam off just as you come over the levee.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably what I seen when I come over the levee. I seen you coming back up the bank. That was probably you turning the leaf right there.
That was the release. That was the release portion of the event. Are you going to still be fishing for night show? Um, I'll because look here, the truck's right there. Other than going down there and grabbing all that stuff, it's not gonna be that hard for me to pack up and get out of here. So yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a little while because to be honest with you, whenever the RCT show starts is about the time these fish generally start biting. Now, the flatheads, like Richard mentioned earlier, have been doing some really crazy stuff. They've been biting midday and all the way up to like 1, 2 o'clock, stuff like that, which is really out of the ordinary. I don't know why. I haven't figured it out yet. Um, don't know if I'm ever going to figure it out. Just going to enjoy it. We ain't going, we ain't going 2 hours too tired. You ain't going 2 hours. Called it. Called it delete voicemail. Oh, they're talking about something else.
Who's that said they ain't going 2 hours? That Andrew
That would be
or Lance?
that'd be Andrew. We ain't going 2 hours. I is tired.
I bet hell Lance probably ain't even home yet. He said he won't get home till 6:30 or 7.
He said start the show while he's on the road. That's the last thing I heard from him.
That's
Then I'm looking for a monster flathead for my birthday next year. Well, you and me both, brother. If your birthday is this time next year, it's probably doable. Depending on what you consider to be a monster. I mean, some people, the 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 one I caught today, I don't remember what it weighed now. What did I say? 26, or was it more than that?
26.
26. Some people would call that a absolutely fantastic flathead. Uh, my PB flathead on video that I can prove is 39 point something. Richard's PB flathead that's on video and he could prove it is 42, 42. So we consider those to be very, very, very good flatheads, uh, without a doubt.
You didn't weigh your biggest one, did you?
I didn't weigh my biggest one.
Guessing 50, 60.
No, I guessed him probably between 45 and 48.
Right there.
And it was just right there off that point. That was without a doubt. I know for a fact was the biggest flathead I ever caught was off a Asian carp fillet, and I'm talking about that was about a 6 pound carp, and I took the whole fillet off of one side, put a hook in it, and it looked absolutely ridiculous because there was so much meat hanging off that little hook. And I threw it out there, and when it hit bottom, the fish grabbed it and was gone. And that fish was running about 45, 48. Is what I'm guessing at, but I don't count that as my PB because I didn't actually weigh it. I do have the video of it, and the biggest flathead that I ever caught and weighed is 39 point something. So I count that as my PB. But I have caught big. But like I said, I don't count them because we don't have any official information on that. There's fishing with Jeff Beal. I watched part of Jeff Beal's. He had a DIY rod challenge last night, and that's what we were watching on our way home from Memphis last night. Richard and I were driving home, and we watched. We just tuned in the old DIY show, and we set the camera up on the dash, and we watched that on the way home till we got home. And then we had a lot to do to And we was tired, so we just turned it off and went to bed. I went in there and took a shower. I was out. Michael Grumpy Vet says his PB flathead is 27 pounds. That is an absolute respectable, very respectable flathead. Because what is the state record for Missouri? Is it's not that big, really. I mean,
I thought it was in the 80s, maybe.
I thought it was in the 80s, but somebody the other day said it was 50 something, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
I know guys that catch 60s all the time.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's pushing around 80 something. But I had a guy try to tell me it was like 52 or 54 pounds.
Well, if that's the case, I've seen 2 dozen state records.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Let's see, Danny, I'm just looking for a couple monster flatheads. Can I keep them? Oh, Mike, I'm that's a really touchy subject for me. Um, I'll say this, okay. If I catch any flathead, I'm turning it loose. If you catch any flathead and it's a monster flathead, I'm going to suggest to you that you release it. But if you want to keep it, I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to raise all kinds of cane and throw a fit. Because, here's the thing, any fish you catch belongs to you. I always try to persuade people to let the big flatheads go, but I'm not mad at them if they keep 'em. Because I mean, it is what it is. I don't get mad and I don't go, oh my God, he come down here and caught that big flathead and took it home with him. And it's just I don't do that. I don't do that.
All right. State record for pole and line is 77 pound and 8 ounces.
Okay.
And on trot line, 100 pound.
Okay. For the state of Missouri, Richard just said that the for rod and reel it's 77 pounds, and for trot line it was what 100
100 pound.
100 pound. That is the record, state record for Missouri for a flathead. 77 on rod and reel, 100 for trot line.
Both of them was caught on the Missouri River, and the 77 was caught right there in St. Louis.
Yeah. And Jeff Beal says, I'll raise some hell for you. Release them trophy flatheads. You know what? We've had, I know this, a lot of people uh, are saying, I've heard you say this so many times. I'm sick of hearing you say it, but I've always said, a flathead catfish, everybody says it's the best eating catfish, without a doubt. They say it's the best eating catfish. I agree with that to a point because on a flathead, the belly meat on a flathead is absolutely delicious. I love the belly meat on a flathead. I'm not crazy about the rest of the fillet. And I always said I will not kill a fish if I'm just eating one part of it and wasting the rest because I don't want the rest of it. I'll just eat the belly. So I don't kill flatheads because I won't kill a fish just for its belly meat or just for, certain part of it. If I can't eat all that fish, I'm going to turn it loose. Yeah, let's see. We will allow keeping for guide service, but we're setting max weights on it. Very, very, very great idea right there. That is absolutely, and that needs to be written. And I'm sure they've covered that. Andrew's pretty smart about covering his bases, and that absolutely needs to be written into your contract. Which I'm sitting here right now thinking most likely it is. If I know Andrew and Jeremy, I'm almost betting that that's written into the guide service contract. I'm betting it is. But I agree with that 100%. If it's in writing that you catch a flathead that's bigger than this set weight, that you have to release it, absolutely love it. Fantastic idea. Great job.
I like we eat a lot of fish, and I like to keep fish, but I kind of done the same thing. I've kind of set limits for myself.
Absolutely.
I've got not even the state says I can keep this and that, but I just for conservation's sake, I've got my own limits of what I will and won't.
Right.
And most of it depends on where I'm at.
True.
Somewhere like the Mississippi, dude, 30-pound blue cats are kind of a dime a dozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just full of them. So that's I want 10-pounders just because they're easier to play, easier to. Damn 30-pound fish is like skinning a hog, you know.
Yeah.
But 20 and under is fair game for me out of the Mississippi. Anywhere else, 10-pound, and that's
Right.
kind of my limit. That's where I like to keep them.
Yeah. And for me, let me flip this camera around because we're gonna pay more attention to chat. If the rods go off, we'll flip the camera around and we'll run down there and deal with it. But let's flip the camera around and get into some of these. We'll pay more attention to chat and answer some of these questions. We'll have some discussions. And like I said, if we get on fish, we'll run down there and get on a fish. But yeah, and so we're going to cover my uh how I what my deal is with keeping fish. Number one, um, the only fish that I like are channel cats and blue cats. I'm not a big fan of eating the flathead, even though everybody else says it's the best fish. Uh, for me, the only part of it that I think is the best part of any catfish is, like I said, the belly meat. I'm not killing fish for its belly. I'm not going to do it. But now, blue cat and channel cat are my favorite ones to eat. Now, there's more to that. I like for those fish to be on average between 1 and 2.5 pounds. 2 or 2.5 pound flat, not flathead, 2 or 2.5 pound blue cat or channel cat. You fillet it. The fillet is the perfect. If you went to a restaurant and ordered a 2-piece, a 3-piece fish dinner, or in Andrew DeFore's case, a 10-piece fish dinner, the fillets are going to be about so long. They're all the same size because those are pond raised fish. And they get them to a certain size, they harvest them and they fillet them and they sell those fillets. I like a fish to be between 1 and 2.5 pounds. Now, I will take fish smaller than that and cook them up whole. Those are absolutely delicious. Bone on, whole cooked fish to me is 100% my favorite. But I like the smaller catfish for the simple fact is 9 times out of 10, they're not even lived long enough to have a mud line in them. You fillet them, you look at them, and you go to cut the mud line off, and you're like, there's not one there. It's just straight, clean, good meat. You'd have to do very minimal trimming on them. So if I want catfish to eat, we've got places that we go around. We'll go to Baldwin Lake in southern Illinois. The benefit to that is that that lake is way, way super overstocked. There's too many fish in there.
They encourage you to take.
They tell you if you go fishing here, please, please, please take some of them home with you. Uh, there's so many fish in there that it's actually stunting the growth of the fish. They can't get big. There are some big blue cats in Baldwin Lake, but there's so many freaking little ones. You throw a line out there, your odds of catching a big one are pretty much none.
I probably caught literally 200 of those little
Exactly.
dinks before I caught 115.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many little ones out there. You throw out there trying to catch a big one, it's not going to happen because the little ones keep getting on the hook. And for me, that's perfect because those are the size I like to eat. I mean, I would rather go up there and catch. And some people are going to say this is a big number, but you got to realize this is Lake Baldwin. There's no limit on catfish that you take home there. Because there's so many of them, they want you to take them because they got no way of getting them out of there, short of poisoning the lake or dynamiting it. You know, there's just too dadgum many fish there. That's fact. Um, I went up there and caught anywhere from 25 to 100 fish and took them home and cleaned them and filled my freezer with them. But they were all anywhere from a pound to 2.5 pounds. And I would stock my freezer from Lake Baldwin in southern Illinois, or you can go to Crab Orchard Lake, and I think Crab Orchard has no limit on it too, correct? There's no limit at Crab Orchard Lake.
But they have a lot bigger quality.
But yes, Crab Orchard Lake, when we're talking about it, you're talking about way bigger catfish. We went up there that one day. We went up there and caught 40. We did some anchoring. We did some dragging. Was that me and you caught 40 or me and Parker?
I have been you and Jerry.
I think
we had a pretty good day, but I don't think we hit 40.
Well, I think me and Jerry went up there. We caught 40. Then me and you went up there like either a week or a couple weeks after.
Caught 20 something, but they was all pretty good.
Yes, yes, they were all. And you talking about some
teeners?
Oh God, yeah.
Pounds
Oh yeah.
Smallest one, I think.
It was. Me and Jerry went up there and we started out anchoring. Jerry Parker and Jerry and I'd never drug baits before. I'm hardcore bank angler. Throw the rods out, sit in a chair, and just relax. That's my go-to thing. Everybody knows that. I enjoy getting on the boat with especially Richard. Uh, it's always a special day anytime I can get on the boat with Richard. I enjoy getting on the boat with Jerry Parker, Josh Dunnigan. Uh, I'd say that I enjoy getting on the boat with Josh, but Josh scares the living hell out of me. But it is fun. I do enjoy being on the boat with Josh Dunnigan, the weekend angler. But man, that boy's just crazy as hell in a boat. I'm telling you. And everybody else says, no, that's just normal. I'm like, no, that's not freaking normal. I mean, he's flying like a freaking rocket and turning on a dime and it just a little bit shaky. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, at the end of the day, I can't say that I've ever went out with Josh Dunnigan and regretted it. Never. Uh, and every time I've went out with Josh fishing and got on the boat with him, in all honesty, when it was over, I was sad that it was over, and I couldn't wait to do it again. Even though it's one of the scariest damn things I've ever done in my life.
Oh, Danny, first rock.
Which one?
First little black one.
Oh, did he just let up?
It just popped up and just went back down. I don't know. It could have come loose.
It might come loose. It's been, ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I think that might be a fish. Let's get this camera turned around just in case. Let's get it turned around just.
It could have popped loose and just been floating.
It's been bent the whole time.
It was bent solid, and all of a sudden it just popped up and went back down.
Well, that rod's been bent in half the whole time I've been here. If it moved at all, something had to get a hold of it. So we'll keep an eye on.
Down pretty good. Something had to pop loose.
Yeah, it's been like that the whole time I've been here. When I threw it out there, and that one there's thrown out way in the current, and it's got a big oval float on it, so it's got a lot of pressure on it. But we'll keep an eye on it. That one's got a whole thread fin shad on it. That's the only rod with a thread fin.
That orange rod down there got a hole on it.
Too. Okay.
Through the head.
Yeah, everything else is gizzard shad cut into quarter-pound chunk. All right, so we did just have a rod just kind of sort of went off a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on it. But we'll keep going with this. I'd love to get you out on Lake Osceola off of I-35, 50 miles straight up from Missouri State University. Huh?
Seen no skipjack.
Seen no skipjack? I started to bring my crappie rod that I got from John.
I should have brought one.
Yep. Dude, they are absolutely amazing skipjack rods. It is so fun. That 10-foot rod catching skipjacks on them because you can throw a crappie jig out there a country mile.
Yeah.
And they're so sensitive when skipjack hit, it's just like a whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I bet it is fun.
Krill Catfish Daddy says, love whole fryer size. Absolutely. And to me, the fish, the bone on fish has better flavor. If you cook a fish on the bone, I know people don't want the bones. I want a clean fillet that I can just bite into it, chew it, and swallow it, and I don't have to worry about picking bones out. I don't have trouble with small channel or blue cats on the bone because the meat comes right off the bone, and they don't have a whole bunch of pin bones or Y bones. The catfish don't have that. You can work around the ribs real easy. Most of the time, I can pull the meat off the ribs without pulling the bones off of it. And whole fried catfish, bullheads are better tasting as whole fryers. I agree 100%. Hey, we grew up poor. And we fished every other day. And we took home everything we caught because that's what we were eating. We were eating bullhead catfish, channel cats. Didn't do a whole lot of blue cat or flathead fishing back in them days. It was mostly bullheads and channel cats. But if you caught it, you took it home and you ate it. If you wasn't fishing, you was squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting. Simple as that. We'd run traps and catch animals to eat and stuff. But Yeah, them small bullheads, man, they're actually quite tasty, to be honest with you.
Catch them out of some good cold water too.
Oh,
Man,
absolutely. And let's see here. Lisa Swain says, Richard,
yes,
you should put a decal on your boat that says Fireball and put it on both sides. Not sure why, but I think you should. Lisa,
I think I should too.
hush, I'm working on something. I've already contacted some people. Okay.
I'll tell you this: if I had those, I would proudly put them on each side of the
Uh,
boat.
I've got somebody working on something. We'll just see. I'm not going to get real specific about what I'm doing, but I've already contacted somebody about something. So
I got from Stephanie yesterday. I've got my River Cat tackle and my Ancient Mariner decals on each side of the boat.
yeah,
I got my Creature Leader ones yesterday. I'm gonna put on there,
yeah.
and if I do or don't have a Fireball, that would be cool. But the only other thing I'm gonna put on the side of the boat is I'm gonna get two big decals on each side that says "Creech sent me."
Oh God, yeah, that's a gotta do right there. Let's see here. Lisa Swain says, "Oh, by the way, y'all, Danny has a freaking rock in his calf. It was a weird moment, but I felt that. Love you, Danny." Well, it's kind of weird for you, but I enjoyed it. I was running up there, but hey, you want to rub my leg? Come here. It ain't nothing sexual or freaky, but I kind of like it if you rub on my leg a little bit. It kind of hurts. Oh, well, there he is. The weekend angler Josh says no limit on anything but largemouth bass at Crab Orchard Lake. Did not know that. I thought there was a limit on crappie and bluegill, but apparently it's only on largemouth bass. So, you guys will get to see a little bit of that. No, you're going to get to see a lot of that coming next weekend. I think I'm actually going to take off early from work on Friday. I'm loading the camper up. We are heading to Southern Illinois. That's right. We're heading across the Mississippi River and going to Illinois. We're going to be at Crab Orchard Lake next weekend. You're going to have me up there. Unfortunately, my wife has some prior commitments. Her and the grandkids won't be going. I'll be up there by myself. You're going to have Larry and Fanny Listenby from Old Boy Outdoors, Mr. Josh Dunnigan and his lovely, lovely wife, Christina from the Weekend Angler. They're going to be up there. We're going to have the man, the guy that we all love, and he just absolutely gets on my nerves. We're going to have Mr. Jerry Parker. He's going to be popping in on up there on us. And Jerry's coming up there to catch a bunch of fish and just aggravate the piss out of me because that's what he does. And he'll be there. We've got a couple other folks that are trying to come. They haven't 100% committed to it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. And you know what? I said I wasn't going to say their names because I didn't want to put a lot of pressure on them. But there's one couple I'm absolutely going to put pressure on them, and that's going to be Chris and B from Catch Fish with Us. I know they may have some other stuff going on. Um, I'm pushing them to try to reschedule whatever it is that they're doing and to come up there and fish with us. And there's a couple of big name fellers that I've been talking to that told me, said, don't tell nobody that I might be coming up there because I don't want them to say I'm coming and then not be able to show up and have them say, oh, he didn't show up. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you who that is, but I got a couple of big name guys that are talking about coming to the Crab Orchard meetup and hanging out with us and fishing. But if they don't show up, you'll never know it. If they do, you're going to wish you were there because I promise you, these two guys are some of the coolest of the cool, and you absolutely want to hang out with them. Apparently, he didn't enjoy the 2 days with me, Andrew. Absolutely, I did, Andrew. And I didn't spend 2 days with you. I spent 2 days with Richard Cluck, and I got to see you just like off and on, just randomly. But the majority of the time, not the majority of the time, the entire time I was at Memphis, me and Richard were side to side fishing, trying to do the best we could, hanging out at the hotel, uh, you know, eat together and fish together and everything. Well, I spent the entire time hanging out with Richard. And if you told me I could do it again tomorrow, I would leave tonight no matter how tired I am. Now, probably wouldn't do as much activity, probably just hanging out and laying on the couch and sleeping and stuff, but we'd do it.
Good boys drifting into.
Yes, they are. There's some spin drifting out there on that pontoon. He's got rod holders around that, I'm sure, and just dropping bait straight down with some super heavy weights and just suspend drifting the river. I don't know if you guys can see him out there or not. I'm gonna try to pinpoint him. I think he's right
There's a
there.
lot of people doing that. Right? They get up behind this island,
Exactly.
slow current,
Uh-huh.
and they drift it about down here, go back, and just do it again.
There have been unbelievable number of people in the past 2 years, I'd say, have gotten into suspend drifting. That's actually an you guys can't see the whole thing there. That's actually an island right there. The river goes around it that way. And that is a completely isolated body of land out there in the river. And a lot of people are coming off that point and they'll get out there drawing that current seam and they will drop bait straight down and they'll just let that boat float. And I've seen them. Yeah, there's that pontoon right there. And that's what he's doing right now. There's also a little John boat right up there, and he's doing the same thing. And all they're doing is dropping them baits right off the side of that boat, and they're letting it go and letting it float down the Mississippi, and they're catching them catfish. And it's working out good for them because I've seen a lot of them reeling them up. Does anyone eat the catfish tails? I know some people that do. I know a lot of people that do, and I'm one of them. And my grandkids love them. They fight over the catfish tails. I'm back. Had a phone call. That is Jeremy DeFore from Creel Catfishing is back. Let's see. Weekend angler. Take a man 55 miles an hour on the water and he freaks out. Still has throttle left. Shut up, Josh. I think our peak speed this weekend was what? Maybe 40 miles an hour. That's 15 miles an hour less. But I'll tell you something. 15 miles an hour faster on water will beat the crap out of you. It's like speed bumps. If you put speed bumps on the highway every 10 feet and you floored it, it'll just rattle your body to pieces. Well, that's what happens when you get in the boat with Josh Dunnigan. Josh Dunnigan has been 50 miles an hour on mine in pitch darkness in the Mississippi and enjoyed it. Absolutely, no problem. Because I'll tell you what, there was a, I'm not being fair here because when I was going 50 miles an hour in pitch black uh, conditions on the Mississippi with Jeremy DeFord, number one, that was the very first time that I was ever on a boat to go fishing with Jeremy and Andrew DeFord. And that's something that I would dreamed about for a long time. And I was out there and the dream was coming true. I'm on the boat with Jeremy and Andrew, and we're going fishing. And not only that, we're fishing a cotton picking $100,000 tournament. And when you got all that going on, it kind of takes, everything else out of your mind. Now, when I go out with Josh Dunnigan and he's driving like a wild man, we're just going out trying to catch a couple of channel cats. And I'm like, man, it's a channel cat. I don't want to die for it. I mean, there's not $100,000 on the line here. We're going to go catch a couple of fillets to eat. You're in a different mindset, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys know that 100% of what I'm saying. I'm just kidding and picking on Josh because uh, he's one of the ones that picks on me worse than anybody out there. So I take every moment I can to try to at least get a poke back at him if I can. But I've said it 1,000 times. I'll get on the boat with Josh Dunnigan 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. No questions asked. I absolutely enjoy hanging out with Josh and fishing with him. Uh, Fantastic guy to fish with. Carry on some of the best conversations that you could imagine having. Just all around good time. Uh, Love the guy to death. He's like a brother to me. But seriously though, he is one of the most, I'm going to say, confident. I'll put it. You know what? Let me explain it like this. Josh Dunnigan. If you get on a boat with him and you're on a lake that Josh knows, if Josh says he knows that lake, I'm telling you right now, he can go on Crab Orchard Lake or Wren Lake, and you put him in the boat and set it out there, and you let him look left, you let him look right, you let him look forward, you let him look back, and then you put a blindfold on him. He can navigate that freaking lake. He knows it so well. I'm 100% not kidding. Running in the dark, he knows exactly where he's at all times. Uh, he just, I mean, the man's that good. He grew up on that water. And so he's way more confident about what he's doing because he has the knowledge to back it up and give him that confidence. Okay. He's not reckless at all in any way, shape, or form. He just knows what he's doing and he takes advantage of that to get out there and make the most of everything he's doing because of the fact that he does know, have all that information. Okay. That makes sense to y'all? What I'm saying? Gave him a scary ride too, but not in a boat. We're not going to talk about that, Andrew. And I think we have a what is that confidentiality agreement? If you break it, you got to give the money back.
You need to call in tomorrow and we need to come over here and go fuck.
I would love to, but unfortunately, I'm taking off half a day Friday already, so there's half a day. Well, that's all my overtime gone. Um, on this station got to looking between fishing tournaments and doctor's appointments. I have not had a full paycheck in over 2 months. And it's going to be no different this week. I got to take off half a day Friday to hook up the camper and head to Illinois. I think we looked at my schedule with doctor's appointments, and the first full paycheck I'll have will be the third week of November because of doctor's appointments. There's only a few things in there that are fishing related, like the tournament we fished yesterday. I had to take off half a day Thursday for that, and so I missed half a day Thursday and all day Friday. This coming week, I'm taking off half a day Friday because I'm going to Southern Illinois with the camper and doing the meetup. Every week after that, all the way up to the third week of November, I have uh, double doctor's appointments, like twice a week, every week, all the way up to the third week of November. So yeah, you know, we're okay. I mean, I'm not here saying, oh my God, you know, we're broken, we ain't got no money. No, we do just fine. But it just kind of sucks whenever you get your paycheck every week and you're supposed to have 5 hours overtime every week and you don't. But you know what? The trade off for it to me is absolutely worth it. I get to hang out with great people fishing. The doctor's appointment thing, not a fan of that.
So much fun.
Yeah, I'd rather be fishing. Let's see. Wabash Nate, I'm rooting for two stands to give Parker a run in Top Cat tomorrow night. Well, I wish him luck. I absolutely do. Um, Top Cat is one of the toughest tournaments because of the way it's set up. It is there to absolutely test not just the angler, it tests their waters. Um, and a lot of people say, oh, uh, 2 hours is plenty of time to catch two fish. Well, when you get put in the spotlight and somebody hits that start button on that stopwatch, 2 hours goes by so freaking fast that you're amazed at how many people, how tough it is to catch two fish in 2 hours. Uh, it's not easy. It is one of probably the hardest deals to do when you're sitting there and you're the only person fishing. You know that everybody's watching, and you got 2 hours to land two fish. It's not easy, and that's why it's called Top Cat. It's an absolutely fantastic idea and surprising to me. Uh, the people who've had the toughest go of it has been the boat anglers. I just absolutely blows me away. The bank anglers have fared way better as far as in majority speaking. Uh, Statistically, the bank anglers did way better than the boat anglers. Now that being said, there's boat anglers that's in second, third, fourth place. You know, I think I'm fifth or sixth now. I don't know, but for the longest time, you had first and second was me and Jerry Parker on the bank. because there was just boat anchor angler after boat angler after boat angler that was just skunking and skunking and skunking or catching one fish, and it was hard. It was tough. That's not saying anything, against them. That's saying 2 hour stopwatch. Go. Show us what you can do. Hey, you put the pressure on people and it makes it hard to do. If I had a better running vehicle, I'd get around to some of these events. Well, Michael, I wish you would. It'd be absolutely awesome. No, 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 no. How many you caught right now, Danny? So far, just the 126-pound flathead that I caught right at the beginning of the show. Did have what we think might have been a little bit of a bite while ago. Not sure. I had a rod that's been bent the whole time, and all of a sudden it popped up straight and jerked a few times and then bent again. Don't know what happened there, but it never came back to anything else. But no, so far it's just the 126-pound flathead at the beginning of the show. Mike can't wait to be there and bet it's a beautiful place. Oh, I was talking about Tammy coming up to see Mike. Weekend later. The only thing we have to worry about is Parker running without the legal lights required. I think he's got that fixed, but now that I think about it again, I think he was on somebody else's boat. I saw Parker with running lights one time, and then I realized it wasn't his boat. It was somebody else's. Eat the tails. Yep, yep, yep. Danny, you fishing the Uno tournament? Uh, I don't know. Um, I've looked at my schedule. I got a couple things going on that I might be able to do some shuffling around and uh and try to, but I don't want to commit to it until I talk to some other people about some other stuff I'm doing. If I can shift some scheduled appointments that I've got already, then absolutely I'll try to fish the Uno tournament. But as of right now, I've got other stuff scheduled. I'm trying to get that rescheduled, and we'll just have to see. Let's see. And Mike Lockhart says, Tammy, I want to spend a few days in Florida while I'm there. Hmm, I don't know how hot it is right now. I know when we were down there, oh my God, it was just absolutely. I love Florida. Absolutely, it's one of my favorite states of all states. But man, when it's hot down there, it's hot. Parker's lights work. I wired them for him. Okay. Did you actually wire them where they'll stay on though, or did you put one of those timer switches on it? Because I know how you are, Dunnigan. You probably put a remote in there, dude. That would be so much fun. If we went out on Crab Orchard or Wren Lake, you wire up Parker's boats lights with a hidden receiver, and you got a freaking remote where he's running at night, and you can flick them on and off. Yeah, if you ever do that, make sure I'm there for it because I want to see it. I'll have the camera rolling. That sounds like a lot of fun to me right there. To watch him just slam on the brakes on that boat and just stop and just start looking at stuff and everything. And when he gets up out of the seat, turn the lights back on. And when he sits down, every time he takes off with the boat, turn them back off. And every time he gets out of the seat to go check them, turn them back on. He ain't in here. We can do that. We've got a plan now. And we're still holding 39 people here. What time is it now? Because if we went past our time,
Uh, 5:50.
oh, we've got 10 minutes left, you guys. We've had such a great time today. We got 10 more minutes and we're all going to hop over there to Lance Makuga, the Hawaiian Fisherman Channel. We're going to finish off the RCT Sunday with the RCT Chat Show. It's always fun. It's a blast. We're going to hop up there for a little while and fish. I'm not going to stay out here till dark because honestly, I don't. I'm pretty sure Richard feels the same way. I am still pretty beat. I'm feeling I'm feeling the pressure of the work that we put in this weekend in my back and my legs and my shoulders and in my feet. I mean, it took a lot out of us physically to fish that tournament. We came out here today just kind of try to relax. It's still kind of you're not laying on the couch under the air conditioner situation. You know what I'm saying? So you're not fully relaxed. But yeah, we got a few more minutes here, and then we're going to jump over to the RCT chat show. If there's somebody in here that can drop the link for Lance McCouguy's channel for the RCT chat, I would sure appreciate that. We still got 40 people in the house. We're going to pop up on Lance's show for just a short period of time because I think that maybe, just maybe, um, the bite might pick up, and it'll be on Lance and the other people on panel. They can sit there and have a conversation with you guys. Um, it might be cool enough that me and Richard can move down there a little closer to rods and put a little bit more effort into trying to catch something. I'm just waiting on that sun to get over far enough that it's not directly on you and beating on you.
I got a feeling this dude's pre-fishing twisted cat.
I guarantee you. Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't ever see that boat here, and that looks like
No,
a tournament boat.
that absolutely looks like a tournament boat. So that guy is probably Richard's right. I bet he's down here pre-fishing for a twisted cat tournament. And I seen him pass up at least two of our good spots, and I have no problem with that.
Keep going, bud.
I know two spots he drove right by that he should have stopped at, and I'm just like, you just keep right on going.
That people be surprised if they know how many 100-pound fish they just drive right by and every
Yep.
stop and look at.
Yep. I guarantee it. And let's see there. Look, lady dropped the link to Lance's channel. So yeah, here shortly we will be going over there. Let me compare the time to that to this. Give me a second here. Place that up. I always have to flip this sideways.
5:53.
Okay, we got 7 more minutes to go, and we're gonna get out of here, and we'll pop up over there on Lance's channel.
It might have been popping up out of the.
Huh?
It might have been it just popping up, but it sure looks good.
This is that tripod that I lost in the river and still got mud stuck up in here. It actually lost it in the Mississippi River, and it went back. The river went back down, and I got it back. I'm still finding mud in weird places in this tripod. Well, Richard, if you can, keep an eye on that time. We get down to about 2 minutes left. We'll tell everybody bye, and we'll shut it down and get ready to go over and hang out on Lance's show.
Yeah, man.
Because I'll tell you right now, if we move down there and put a little more effort into it, I think we could probably pull another fish out of here before we quit tonight. I'm pretty sure we can. Because like I said, we're not rebaiting and freshening up baits and stuff, which we need to do because I've got plenty. There's no point in not rebaiting every 20, 30 minutes, in my opinion, just to use these up.
I do think between you shut down and Lance, though, sun's gone down far enough. I'm gonna take my chair and sit down there.
Oh, that's going to be the plan. All we got to do is grab the bait cooler, our chairs, and this tripod, and head on down. Everything else we need is already down there. So we'll be moving closer to the rods. Whenever Lance's show starts, and we're going down there, we'll probably freshen these baits up, and we're going to put a little more effort into trying to catch something for y'all. And we'll do that over on the Lance's show. And the whole crew will be there. River Cats Tackle Crew, you'll have Andrew DeFore from Creole Catfishing Guide Service. You'll have Mr. John Cyclone himself, the faithful and absolutely amazing leader of the RCT crew. Of course, Lance McCouguy himself. And, a few of the other ones will pop up off and on from the RCT crew. It's a fun show. Danny, it's 86 here right now. 86 degrees. Not sure what it is here, but it's been pretty warm all day. I know we hit mid 90s or something today, I think, didn't we? Yeah, we were pushing mid 90s today here. It's been hot down here in southern Missouri and all the way down to like Memphis yesterday. Friday and Saturday we fished that tournament. It was If we didn't have that bimini top on that boat, we would have actually been just absolutely miserable and struggling. We had the bimini top up, and we had a fan blowing on us that was sent to us by Mr. Warren Farley, and that it made a big difference. Kept a little bit of breeze blowing on us, and we were almost done here. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around. Let's see it right there. There we go. Let's see, Lance. I'll be in chat after we fill up one last time. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to read that. That's private message. He's sending me crap up here, just popping up on top of my screen. Lance sent me messages. I'm sitting there reading them to y'all. I'm like, you ain't supposed to read that one, dummy. But yeah, we'll when we shut this down, we're gonna move down there a little closer to the rods. We'll carry the bait cooler down there, cut up some super fresh bait, rebait all these rods, rethrow them, reposition them, see if we can't get a big old catfish to come out here and bite on them. It's 91 degrees here right now, Mike Lockhart. Well, Mike's probably, I think he lives fairly close to us, so that's probably comparable to what our temperature is. Oh, loosen that up. That we got there. We got less than 3 minutes to go. A little less than 3 minutes to go. Try to adjust that. Now, this tripod here is one I actually lost in the Mississippi River when it was flooded. And when the water went down, I found it. It's just got a lot of mud and all the little cracks and crevices and stuff in it. Mississippi River mud from laying on the bottom of the river with water running over it. Catfish Weekly says it's 92 here. Man. Oh, and the plan is looking a little more toward the positive side, Richard, of next year. There could quite possibly be in the Mississippi River Monsters tournament the Stokes, Cluck, and Stone team next year.
That's what I'm talking about.
There were a few positive comments that's encouraged me, got me a little excited. But we're gonna work on him on that. He's kind of leaning toward maybe wanting to do it. So next year on the Mississippi River Monster Tournament down in Memphis, Tennessee, held right there at the Pyramid, you may get to see the 3-man team.
That would be just
Stokes, Cluck, and Stone.
Make my year, man.
That'd be SCS.
Good.
Yep. I'll take it. We'll come up with something for that. It's got to be something.
Stone Cold Stokes and Freedom.
Yeah, Stone Cold Stokes and Freedom. Stoking the stone, stoking the freedom. We're going to work on that. I promise you, if there's any way possible, that for me fishing that tournament with Richard, I'll have to say that would probably be the only thing you could do that would have improved how I felt, my excitement about it. But just going to fish that tournament with Richard, I thought there's no way I could be any more excited about it than possible. But now you tell me there's a possibility I can fish that tournament with Lyle Stokes and Richard Cluck. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, Lyle Stokes, we're gonna make it happen. Yeah. He says one of his favorite places to fish. Dude, you're not talking yourself out of it.
I'm not seeing the downside here.
I am not seeing the downside. There's no negative to that. Man, I'll even bait you. I'll cut bait and bait your rods up for you. I don't care. If you break off, hand me a rod. I'll tie a new rig on it. All you got to do is sit there and catch fish. I'll put. I know you know how to do all your own stuff, but man, we'll treat you like a king on the boat. You sit there reeling in fish. You break off, we'll tie a rig on. You get your bait stolen, we'll put a new piece on for you. But you better be reeling in some damn fish. I'm not going to sit there and treat you like royalty if you're just going to feed gar. And for God's sakes, I know how much you love catching them, but drum don't count. Don't be down there catching drum. Leave the drum out of it.
Yeah, Lyle loves his drum. He can't help it.
I know it. How much time we got left? I think we're out.
It is 6:01, bud.
6:01. We're a minute over. All right, Richard, let's tell them bye. We're going to head over to the Lance McCougars channel.
Hey, guys, as always, it was great to just spend the day out here, God's creation, get to enjoy what he's provided for us, get to spend the day with my good friend Danny here and reminisce about the great weekend we had.
Absolutely.
Thank all you guys for coming hanging out with us. Y'all make it possible and make it worth doing, man.
So. Make sure you guys, if you don't have Fishing and Freedom for subscribe to him, go check out his channel. I'm not telling you to go subscribe to him. I'm telling you to go check out his channel, because once you do that, you're going to subscribe to him. I promise you will. I promise you. If you go look at some of his content, you're absolutely going to want to hit that subscribe button. You're going to hit the like and the bell. Absolutely. Yep. And we're fixing to get real busy in the fall with a whole lot of fishing. You're my brothers, you're my sisters, you're my catfish family. God bless each and every one of you, because you know that we love you. And we'll see you again. Ready? Real soon. Bye, everybody. Head over to Lance McCougars, the Hawaiian Fisherman Channel, for the RCT Chat Show. Finish up the RCT Sunday. Bye, everybody. Love y'all.